having that concept of rappers battling each other is so important to hip hop. So when people try to say to us that what we're doing isn't important, I'm thinking, but this is what rap is. And then people will come to our events and they'll be like, man, that has rejuvenated my love.
KILLA podcast. KILLAofficial.com.
KILLA Podcast Live Show. Step into the live and dangerous world of music and street culture's #1 magazine platform, the KILLA Podcast Live Show. Special guests alongside performances, news, reviews, profile pieces to a live studio audience. Your monthly live stream is here. Hit Facebook page KILLA Official. THTC, the UK's leading ethical streetwear label. Organically grown and ethically built garments from hemp, organic cotton and other sustainable materials. 2019 is their 20th anniversary year. Join me with THTC as a KILLA podcast sponsor celebrating music, social activism, hemp and street culture. THTC, eco-fashion redefined since 1999.
Beatbox created. And we're here to talk about world music and street culture.
KILLA podcast.
Big shout out to our friends Graffiti Kings. You got a 1-2 on that?
1-2, yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, it's looking good. We have a very special guest.
Are we rolling already?
We are rolling. We are rolling
Okay.
thunder, baby. This is the KILLA podcast live and direct, Central London. All right, and yeah, big shout to Graffiti Kings all day. And subscribe, like, tell a friend to tell a friend. Do not sleep. I repeat, do not sleep on it. All right. Yeah, we've got a very special guest. It's actually it's mad, the relativity of like the things that I do to the things that he does. And his legacy, man. He bought the surf.
Strong word, man.
Bro, you made the surfboard and you surfed it. Did you know what I mean?
I've never heard that one.
Yeah, for real. It's from Don't Flop inside the place.
Appreciate you for having me, man. For real, man. Pleasure.
How are
Absolute
you?
Pleasure.
How's it
Really,
going?
really good, man. Like, how long have we been talking about doing this for?
Yeah, enough.
Fuck, it must have been since like, what, over a year?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
bro, actually, yeah, because you came to the first ever pilot version of the live show.
I did.
Actually, that's
It's
crazy.
been since then, talking pretty regularly about doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, crossing paths here and there.
Yeah,
like
definitely, man.
Beat Horizon.
Yeah, yeah,
Or,
yeah.
you know what I mean, just bucking around, you know.
Yeah.
It's good.
Where else have we crossed? A few different places. You're quite recognisable.
Yeah,
You got
yeah.
less rings on today. You kept it low key today.
Yeah, I'm like key today, you know.
When
I'm like Eddie Izzard in this piece, you know what I mean?
At the
Beat Horizon.
Not a Beat Horizon. At the live show, the first live show, like when we first met, that was my lasting memory. I was like, this dude loves his fucking jewelry. Because I had like I hadn't even got any on today. I had like my little pinky ring on. I thought I was flossing. I shook your hand. I was like, Mama's looking like fucking Hell's Angel or something.
Oh, Kel's Angel.
That was cold. If you want to try out for Don't Flop, it's entry at don'tflop.com. Send me an email.
There you go. Hey, and listen, I swear.
always hustling.
Dude. The hustle's real with you.
Real, bro.
Real.
Trust me.
And what I fucking love the most is that, like I say, you know, you came up through the ranks yourself. That takes a lot of focus, but then intuition and like just creating your own. See, right. So for those of you that do not know what Don't Flop is, you know, and you know me very well for being into my athleticism in music. Like it's the founding. It's like the DMC or the UK Breakdance Championships of battle rap in the UK, and predominant in Europe, and rivals URL. It rivals a lot of like the American.
Yeah. URL actually came out about a year after we came out.
No way.
But obviously they didn't copy us because you know it came from Smack DVD.
Yeah, that's right.
So Smack DVD was out. From Smack DVD. I don't know the exact date, but maybe let's guess like 2002. So Smack DVD was out for a while.
Yeah.
That stopped. We came out 2008. And then I think URL came, I think it was like Christmas 2009.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've been out for a little bit. And I remember everyone was shitting their pants.
Really?
When URL came out. Oh my God.
Were you shitting your
Not,
pants?
do you know what?
Did
Not
you
really
have a
me.
little squeaker?
No, not really me. Not really me because I knew our like audiences are so different.
Yeah, I
so
know.
I wasn't that bothered to be honest with you. But I'm saying the Americans and the Canadians that
I
were
know.
in,
Canadians
let's say
are fucking
a 1,000-mile radius of New York. There was a lot of drama. You remember Grind Time? Did you ever watch Grind Time?
No.
That was the biggest league, kind of almost before URL came. Grind Time was the biggest league.
So we're gonna get into this.
and
This is
bro,
some crazy
and
levels.
when URL started, there was a lot of tears.
Was there a lot of heat?
Yeah, there was a lot of tears because everyone realized like Smack, as in the person Smack, just from doing the DVD, had the clout.
Yes.
Because I can come in and start Don't Flop. I had a little bit of clout from battling when I was younger, right?
Yeah.
But
no,
my
you
clout,
smashed it though.
Yeah, maybe. But I'm saying my clout cannot match Smack DVD. Like, because there's people, I've always said this about Smack DVD. The difference between Don't Flop and Smack is that we've got fans, right? I'm well aware we have fans, but Smack will have people, like, you'll know people that have probably never seen a battle, but they will have seen a Smack DVD battle.
That's crazy, isn't it?
That's the difference, right? Because they've been around that little bit longer. So it's like, for me personally, I was actually happy to see them coming through, because I was like, shit, okay, they're taking like a 5-year break. Now they're doing what we're doing in the YouTube era. I kind of loved it. Yeah. But the people that were kind of killing it in New York at the time were like, oh, this is the one thing we were worried about, because he comes through within a couple of events. He's got fucking Jadakiss there, and, do you know what I mean? Styles P, all these other rappers. They all that go to Smack, they never gone to another event. You know what I mean? That's
crazy.
And now he's got fucking Drake turning up to events, and this and that, and like,
that
we
just
couldn't. Do you know what I mean? So
blew the whole doors open.
Yeah, man.
When you talk about comparables, like or differences rather in the groups of battle organisations. One thing about Don't Flop that I really dig is it's open to anyone.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean? It doesn't feel like you're pigeonholed into, like, you know, Hood Road. It doesn't feel like you're, you know, which URL often, you know, to their credit. That's what
that's
it's
the USP.
Yeah,
That's it. The USP of the URL is that it's for street people.
Yeah.
But also the one thing I don't like about that, and I've never liked about that, is that people often conflate the word street with black, and I've always said that. And it's like people will often, because they don't even realise they're conflating the two words in their heads, and people will often say, oh, if you're a street guy, you can't go on Don't Flop. And I'm like, that's not really the case at all. Like, anyone who, like I said, massive air quotes of the street rappers from URL who have come to Don't Flop will say, it don't matter about race, background, anything. They'll always say the Don't Flop crowd. I can't remember who. It might have been. It was Math Offer. When I was speaking with Math Offer only a couple of weeks ago, he was saying, he was like, bro, he was like the Don't Flop crowd. He's battled Sweden, Australia, all around the world. He was like, the London Don't Flop crowd is my favorite crowd, because he was like, they knew all of my shit, but they were still open to hearing new shit as well. You know what I mean? And I really don't think you'd find anybody that's come battled in the UK that would complain about it at all. Whereas you would get a lot of people that would battle on Smack for the clout, but very often you go on their Twitter feeds later, yo, the crowd sucked, they were sleeping on me. You never hear that about Don't Flop, ever.
That's the
no
shit.
way.
Yeah, look.
That's what I'm most proud of, is the kind of culture,
the diversity
of just being like, it doesn't matter. It sounds so corny, but it's so true. Like, if you've watched a lot of Don't Flop, like, you know what I mean, some of the most popular people are posh white kids, and that's not their race or their class doesn't come into it. The reason they're the top guys is because
they're good,
fucking fire.
Yeah.
At the same time, we'll bring someone over from URL whose whole image is being street, coming from the hood. They'll get shown the same amount of love because they're fucking fire at what they do. That's all that matters. All that matters is just be good.
The whole gender thing that's going on at the moment, and, you know, having females in film or, you know, producing, being behind the scenes, and this kind of moral higher ground that all of a sudden there's this. It's so important to incorporate, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's good. Like, if you're really good at what you do, you know, there's no piggybacking or like leapfrogging to just be fucking great at what you do. And like,
I've always found that a really tough one. When it's always really frustrated me. Talking about, I know exactly what you mean about the kind of diversity, like almost quotas. Almost, I've always found that really difficult.
Yes, exactly.
When people will complain and they'll say, to be honest, this is not very common, but when people would complain and say like, where's the women? I'm like, bro, the door is open. Like, but there's no reason. Like, yo, if a sick female MC hit me up today, they have a battle in a week. Do you know what I mean? It's unfortunately become this culture that's seemingly so male dominated, and it's almost like a vicious cycle that continues and continues, because it's like the door has always been open, always. And when I don't know what it is, I think, without want to generalize too much, I think it does intimidate certain girls, as in not just come to the events, but I mean certain female MCs, I think, would love to do it, but I think maybe they've got the impression they wouldn't be shown the respect, which is, again, like I'm saying about class, gender, anything. It's like no, that's such an unfortunate way to look at it, because if you just came with your best 3 verses, no one gives a shit whether you're a man or a woman, man. If you, to be quite honest, people would probably prefer to see a woman kill it against a guy.
Yeah, totally.
It's happened a couple of times, not too many, but there's been a couple battles where the women have just smashed the men.
Can you imagine,
they get
like,
shown so much love because you just never see it. So
No.
I'm always like, man, I'd say at least a couple of times a week, I'm sitting there and I'm just like, damn, we need to find some more women to come into this and show them that the door and the platform is there for them.
Yeah,
like,
it's tough though, isn't it? Like when you like, as you were talking, I was thinking to myself, what could be like the USP for a definitive female MC, one that would handle themselves, hold themselves together, if they're being attacked for any, of their own, personal, physical, mental things that rappers love to like, crack open the treasure chests of bars and knock them for six. You can imagine like Cardi B fucking around. I think she'd do her thing because she's pretty. She's got that I don't give a fuck anyway, and yeah, she's just got the integrity. Yeah. But you don't find those Cardi B's like in Battle World.
But
often.
also, do you know what I think puts a lot of women off is that women rappers, women musicians in general, they've always got that extra thing of being judged on their looks.
That's right, yeah.
Right?
This is
like, bro, I'm no fucking oil painting, and so neither are a lot of fucking battle rappers. But we've all got millions of views together because when you're a guy, it doesn't matter. When you're a guy, what they care about is the punchline. Oh, did he say? I liked how he flipped that. I liked how he did that. I liked his trainers. Do you know what I mean, bro? When it's a girl, people might not say it, but there's always that extra bit of could be quite frank, is she fit or not? Do I think she's fit or not? Would I sleep with her or not? Right? So yeah, someone like Cardi B has popped because she's got sex appeal as well, right? And I think a lot of female battlers they might not vocalize it, but I know they definitely would have this kind of subconscious concern of like, do I really want to put myself into this zone where what is the main point of battle rap? To take people down, right? Yeah. So when you're a woman, when you're a guy,
a lot more at stake, you mean?
There's a lot. That's what I'm saying. When you're a guy, it's kind of like people will talk about your decisions, but I think it puts women off because they feel like, well, I'm going to step up there. I might have some fucking sick bars, but I'm just going to hear about my appearance. You're fucking flat-chested. Bro, a lot of girls don't want to hear that.
They don't want to hear because it'll fuck with them forever. Yeah,
it's hard. Bro, like, we used to talk about this a lot, like, back in the day, like, how it's... People always do stuff under this guise of, like, everything in a battle is a battle. It doesn't matter. It's just a battle. Bro, people say real shit in battles.
And then the comments come in as well and some bullshit.
When it's on your channel, you can control that, bro. And if like, for example, for me... On my channel, if I was really trying to encourage women to come in more and I was just seeing constant misogynistic comments, I'm going to be honest, I would remove them. But when it's somebody else's channel, you have no control over that. Yeah. So like, so I think that's a big thing. And that's actually men or women. I think it puts a lot of people off because you're putting this video out there. All you want to see is obviously this, wow, he was amazing. Wow, she was amazing. You know as well as me, once you throw it into the atmosphere, there's going to be a shitload of comments. Wow, she's fat. He was trash. Blah, 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 blah. Never book them again, bro. That shit hurts.
Yeah, bro.
I've been kind of lucky over the years that on my battles and shit, I've had, let's say, moderate positivity. I've never lost sleep over it. But every now and then, I even see something and I'm like, damn, that's cold. Like, I know you don't even hate me and you're just saying it because you're saying it, but fuck, that hurts.
Yeah, bro. Like, and also these things come at so... It feels like so irrational, the whole idea of someone just commenting based on something they've seen, the view of like the first 10 minutes they've got an opinion. That shit just drives me batshit. Like, what the fuck, man?
Do you know what's so frustrating? What's pissed me? Let's say I upload a video, right? Let's say I upload a video right now. Let's say it's 19 minutes long, standard battle, like 17, 18, 19 minutes long. Within 5 minutes, there'd be a comment about the whole battle. And I'm like, you haven't watched the fucking battle. Like, it's been out for 5 minutes. Bro, there'll be about 5 or 6 comments. He was trash or whatever. Or cause sometimes it can be like, let's say a 3-round battle. Someone, let's say A versus B. Someone will be like, 3-0 A. And you're like, you haven't watched the whole battle. What do you mean 3-0 A? You haven't even listened to B yet. But so I've never got too wrapped up in the comments. It's never bothered me too much. But it's little bits like that where I'm like, why are you so focused on having your name on our little kind of list under the video? Why are you so worried about being the first one? Just watch the fucking battle and then give your opinion. Like,
I don't know how people do
weird
it.
Shit, man.
I've never left a comment on any battle ever.
Same.
Like,
no, I'm lying. Do you know what I did? In Grind Time, I had a battle on Grind Time and I got loads of love on it and I left a comment from the Don't Flop account saying something like this. If you want to see it, it's on Eurgh Reverse Live. It's one of my best battles, and I got bare love on it. And I commented just want to say thanks so much. And it was like I did it like a little quote, and I signed it off like, and I would cringe a bit, but I'm like, do you know what? I just wanted to let people know I saw the positivity.
Yeah, dude.
But with the negativity, you can't acknowledge that. Do not acknowledge that ever.
Yeah, it's like answering
Never,
critics,
man.
you know, like
But
sometimes.
how have you found it with the podcast?
That's just it's,
Generally positive reviews?
Yeah, yeah. Like, love. I mean, you know, sometimes they have something to say about my fucking hat. Do you know what I mean? It's like, well, listen to the fucking podcast. You know what I mean?
What have they had to say about your hat?
I was just like, man, I come and swing on you if I ever see you in the street with wearing that hat. You know, and shit like
This
that.
specific hat?
All sorts of hats. I'm a hat man, you see.
You are, yeah.
I'm a hat
But
man.
they've always, none of them have offended
Me, I know.
Every time I've seen you in a hat, I've to be honest, I've been more focused on your rings.
Yeah.
If you have the rings attached to the hat, then I'll start paying attention to the hat.
Yeah, like one of them Australian court hats, just like loads of rings.
Just bare rings.
yeah. That's a double whammy. That's a double swing,
But
isn't
no, I mean, so is that's the kind of extent of the negativity. It's just random like things about what you're wearing. And
but again, you know, what's our intention? What's our purpose? I mean, I think if someone had something to say about Dope Flop on a video and specifically targeting you or the organisation, like you can kind of take that as it's like what Nas said about Illmatic. Like you know, that was the best thing he does. So some people say it's the best album he ever did, but he was like, it doesn't matter as long as they're talking about it. Full stop. If an album isn't doing what they want it to, that's cool as long as they're talking about it. And that's kind of the mantra I hold with these things. It's like it's like a soldier complaining he's getting shot at. Isn't it?
Yeah, I've always from young age I've always said to battlers kind of when I see them getting too caught up in comments, I've often said to them like, to be frank, what do you expect? Like you're doing something that is subjective, not objective. I'm trying to get which way around it was. It's battle rap is subjective. You can't objectively look at a rap battle that's not judged and say who won. It is opinion. So it's like I've said to a lot of guys over the years, like, look, bro, like you're doing this thing with the expectation that all you're gonna take out of it is love. And we all want that. Anyone who says that is fucking lying. We all would love to just put every video on the internet and just get love. It's not the case. You're doing something that is opinion based. It's literally, there's two MCs, which one do I like more? Bro, I've sat down and really talked to MCs after events and at events and stuff and been like, some of our, to be honest with you, like some of our, they're not as active anymore, but some of our old kind of top MCs used to just, oh my God, just obsess. Really, and I really don't use that word lightly, like obsess about, you know what I mean? Let's say there's 20 comments on a battle, there'd be literally 2 that were negative, and I'd sign on the video and I'd see this guy replying to them, and some of them still do it now. And I'm like, just leave it. Bro, look at the 18 people that fucking love what you're doing.
Why
man.
do they focus on the negative? That's a human trait, isn't it?
I think it is,
It's
man.
just the way your mind works.
And do you know what it is as well with battle rap? Yeah, what it is that like battle rap is, of course, it's ego driven, right? Like I can say that for myself. The only reason I started doing this thing was because we were just like, well, no one else can do it better than us. That was how we saw it. And that's an egotistical thing to think, right? So I'm saying, as battle rappers, like, of course, you know, I mean, battle rappers have varying levels of confidence, right? But like, as a whole, even the most unconfident battle rapper is still feeling himself a bit, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm saying, like, what I think, the point I'm making is that, like, I think because there's always this underlying ego in battle rap, that's why they find it tough with the comments. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's just like, man, I'm the fucking best. That's how they all feel. Let's say we do a battle with 10 battle card, 20 MCs. All of them think they're the best on the card. So if they see their video go up, and someone's not feeling it, they're like, who are you to tell me, blah, blah, blah,
It's
blah.
interesting.
It's ego, bro. All it is.
How do they find that with numbers? Like they must see some certain MCs, you know, visually, the charisma. They must see the numbers and be like, oh, yo, like, why has he got more numbers than me?
Yo, do you know what? I would say this, honestly. One of all the annoying things about hanging out with people from URL, right, when I've booked them.
Because you hang out with them.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
when I
this
book
is your world,
not
right?
not on like random Saturday afternoons, but I mean, like,
No.
But if it's a
No,
Saturday
you're a
afternoon,
KILLA podcast on a random Saturday afternoon.
True, exactly. This is what I want to do. Like, I feel like we have more in common. But I mean, like, nah, I'm saying from the times I've booked them, which is quite a few, and obviously I spend, let's say, 3-4 days straight with them. I will say this to their face, this is not some snaky thing. They are some of the most frustrating people to be around. Really? I mean, they will literally, you know what I mean, they will bring, they will not convert any money, and then we'll be pissed off if they can't spend dollars in the fucking co-op. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It's stupid shit.
Right.
It's like you have no idea. We'll talk about more of it later.
my God,
but that's what I'm saying. But what I will say is the entertainment value when you hang out with people from URL and they start talking about numbers is it's unmatched in battle rap because URL is the biggest league, right? The most battlers I'm booking have got battles over 1 million views, some of them 2 million, 3 million. So when you get them all together, bro, when I tell you all these motherfuckers talk about is money and views. It is literally they have a couple beers and they sit right. It doesn't matter if you're on the train, the bus, anywhere, the hotel room. They will just start arguing. Well, blah, blah, well, what about when I hit 1 million views in 2 weeks? It took you 3 weeks, blah, 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 blah. Well, I got paid 5K. I know you only got 2.5. Bro, it's non-stop. Literally.
Stop it.
UK, bro, I'll be honest with you, UK...
That's intel, man. That's some info for your heads, all right?
It's honestly
That's
hilarious.
crazy.
Like I said, it gets very tiring, but for a period, it is so entertaining because
Really?
they're all characters. That's why they're the biggest battlers in the world because they've got real personalities. They really believe in
Some of
themselves.
the most dangerous bars, you know.
Bro, and there's some of them are said bars that are quoted by Jay-Z. Do you know what I mean? We've had Loaded Lux bars getting quoted by Jay-Z on Twitter. Do you know what I mean? So once you've been quoted and you're getting, like I said, you know what I mean? If someone like Jadakiss comes up to you at an event, I mean, I had evidence from, I mean, this is a lower scale, but when I had evidence from Dilated Peoples came up to me at an event and was like, bro, you're the guy. I was like, when I was 11, 12 years old, I used to bump your CD in the car on the way to school. So I was like, you know what I mean? I was like, you don't understand what that means. But I'm saying, when you're a URL MC and you got the biggest rappers in the fucking world coming up to you, hollering at you on a DM, Drake's DMing you, you killed that. But Drake was sharing a battle on his Instagram story. Of course your ego's going to be out of control. So when you put all of them guys in one room, it's literally just a back and forth tennis match of I got more views, you got more views, you got less money, you did this. They start talking about groupies and shit. Well, you fucked her, I didn't touch her, bro. It gets crazy.
Right, look, so what we're dealing with here, right? This is like Gold Rush. This shit is Gold Rush, like, because I mean, actually, let's just rewind a bit, because, bro, you just opened so many doors of, like, conversational points. Right, first of all, you have seen this thing, because you talk about Dilated Peoples, you talk about that era. I would argue probably the Backpacker era, but there was the Shiny Suit era as well, and 8 Mile comes out. You've seen it most likely from Eric B. and Rakim right the way through to now. You've seen the emergence of, like, all the different rap battles, and you've partaked, road tested, created, and housed a lot of the new breed of MCs. Talk to me about how that feels, how you break each of that era down. Like, think how from where it's come to where it is now.
Well, I think the biggest change is it going from freestyle to written. That's the biggest change. I can't, obviously we'll talk about Eric B and Rakim. I was born in '89, so I mean I missed that, but I mean, so I can't really say too much about that. My introduction to battle rap was Smack DVD, so I can only really kind of talk about it from then.
Okay, cool.
I mean, and I remember there was also what was the show called? The BET Freestyle Friday.
Yeah, Freestyle Friday.
I never had BET, but again.
It's this folklore, isn't it?
Yeah. Exactly, that's a good way to put it. Yeah. And like little clips here and there I saw, and I heard about Jin, you know, the Chinese MC. Heard about.
He was dope as well.
Yeah. Heard about Jin, and then I saw a couple of little clips of him, just little things like that. So again, I don't really think I know enough about that era to really make a comment on it, because I just saw little bits. But then from Smack DVD onwards, I think it was kind of like, I guess I see it in 3 parts, right? Because Smack DVD was all written, but it was all written
with intent.
Yeah, but it was all, how can I put it? It was all impersonal. It was all, it's very aggy, but if you watch any Smack DVD battle, there's nothing about that person they're battling. Because what would happen is, as far as I know, they'd just be told, like, you're battling. It wouldn't really matter who they were battling. It would be like, okay, you're battling next week, come with 5 verses. So what they'd really have is, I guess it would be so last minute. This is just my assumption. That it'd be so last minute, they wouldn't be pre-writing shit about clothes and this and that. It would just be verses they had from their mixtape, right? So that's why if you watch a lot of the classic battles, they're not actually really talking about each other at all. They've just turned up to clash each other and they're spitting. So I think that's probably phase 1. Then I think phase 2 is from that, it went to kind of freestyling all the time. You had the jump off World Rap Championships. You
Oh,
had,
of course,
You
yeah.
had, what do you call it, Scribble Jam. This is, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
Scribble Jam
it,
probably
yeah.
crossed over with Smack DVD. But yeah, so that's probably phase 2 is like, okay, so we've completely the other side of the spectrum from this impersonal written verses. You got Scribble Jam and Jump Off, which is where I started.
Jump
where
Off
it's
was
like,
very professional. I remember it being very BET like driven looking.
yeah,
kind of
but it was
thing.
all meant to be freestyle.
Yeah.
And people would occasionally turn up with writtens and you'd get hated on. If you turned up with writtens for them and you didn't disguise it very well, if you had like an 8-bar thing that was word perfect, people didn't fucking like that shit, man. And that lasted, let's say, up until, I'm going to say 2008. This is what I think, yeah. I think up, let's say from like 2006, 2008, it's mainly freestyle with a few written smack kind of battles, but mainly freestyle. Then I'd say 2008 onwards is the era we're in now, which is like back to writing, but it's writing for your opponent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where, and I think it hasn't really changed since. It's people obviously still like people love freestyling. People always want to hear freestyling, but the majority of battles you go and see now are. You've had 6 weeks to prepare, and you're preparing specifically for that one bar. And again, it's almost done a complete 180 because now, for example, right, there's a battler called T-Rex, right? You know T-Rex from URL. He's an old school Smack
Old
DVD
school,
battler,
that's right. Yeah.
So, for example, it's gone such a 180 that he's notorious in a bad way, almost infamous for having indirect bars.
Okay.
So he did a clash in Philadelphia the other day, and just before he starts spitting his first round, someone from the crowd was like, "I don't want to hear some mixtape shit." Do you know what I mean?
Oh no, shut him down already.
Exactly, because he's like, it's gone from like people just expect to hear the impersonal mixtape shit, but now 10 years plus later. People are like, no, I don't want to hear that mixtape shit. I'm paying money. I'm paying $50 to come in here, or £20 or whatever you're paying. I don't want to hear impersonal shit. I'm paying to see you battle him, not just a fucking cardboard cutout. You see what I'm saying?
Who was that guy?
So yeah,
Who
it's changed a lot.
Yeah, it has changed, hasn't it? Who was it? You know, similar note. Who was that MC that came on and went battling, and he had opened the letter and started reading his verse?
Cannabis.
Oh my god, poor guy, man.
That shit was 8 years ago, and I swear not a week of my life goes by without discussing that somewhere. Whether it's you asking me now or sitting in McDonald's laughing about, bro, like that. I don't think my life will ever be the same after. You know, I was there. That was the day I met Evidence. That same day. Yeah. It was in LA. I battled DNA, and Evidence was there, and I think.
And you were there?
A couple, maybe possibly Alchemist was there. A couple other people were there, and then Cannabis was the main event.
Bro.
I saw
The video.
I saw a genuinely. I saw an actual piece of hip hop history right there, as far as we are away from the camera. Like now, I was there. I witnessed it live. I witnessed Cannabis, one of my favorite MCs, pull out a notepad
And just slowly. The video has
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy.
And it has the sad music at the end of the video, and I'm like, oh my god, bye soldier.
Oh man,
he's gone.
So did you ever listen to Cannabis when you were younger?
To a degree, like my friends, like Trip, big up Trip. He's definitely watching. He was a huge Cannabis fan. Like,
Does he rap?
yeah.
Yeah. See, I was gonna say you see
freestyle.
through beatboxing, I guess maybe like obviously you got big connection to hip hop, but you're not gonna be like inspired by the rappers in the same way.
No.
Whereas like I don't think you'll meet anyone that rapped from the 90s to the 2000s who wouldn't say they were
Influenced
a
by,
little bit influenced by Cannabis.
Yeah.
A tiny bit. Like me, I wasn't his biggest fan, but like a couple of his tunes, a couple of his bars are legendary. So to see someone like that pull out and do you know what was also so funny about it?
Go on.
That he didn't. It's that most people when they write bars, like I've got bars in my phone right now, but they're on my phone. Or most people have a rhyme book. Let's say it's A5. My man brought it was like A1 or something. That's what I never understood. It was huge. Like literally, like, you know, in films when someone like gives someone a painting as a present or something, it was like that big. We were all kind of like, that's almost the funniest bit of it. Why has he not just got a normal rhyme book?
Anything.
Like, I was thinking, is Cannabis? It's like, has every Cannabis album I've ever listened to been written on this fucking huge piece of paper? Like, so yeah,
it becomes
was
a
like
level setter, isn't it?
It was like a caricature, honestly. Like witnessing that live was like a fucking caricature of a rapper. Like it wasn't. It was like, this can't be happening. This can't be serious. And I remember like
that's how it felt watching it.
Yeah, because again, see what I'm saying about how certain things in battle rap, like go way past the normal radius of where the videos hit. Right. Like for example, my battle from that event's done well. but I think it's still probably been mainly watched by battle rap fans, right? But the Cannabis notepad shit, but like I said, we're 8 years on now, and there's people that really don't watch battle rap that know about that moment because so many rappers tweeted about it. It was I think not like fucking CNN, but it was on like, you know, The Source, Hip Hop DX, all these, like it was big news in hip hop.
Yeah, totally. It was
Like,
it's a negative. It was a big.
It was horrible. Like, and do you know what? It killed his career. Like, I'm not saying he hasn't spat a bar or recorded a verse since, but if you really think about it, what have you heard from him? I mean, that was a big fucking deal, bro. Like, trust me, that everyone was gassed to see him. Every people look, because battle rap again is egotistical.
Yeah.
People tried to downplay it, and people tried to say Cannabis is trash. I don't care. This is a bad move, bro. Behind closed doors, everyone was like, man, do you know what would be the coolest thing in the world? If Cannabis stepped in a battle arena and shot it the fuck out.
So who in his camp instigated him doing that? I mean, you've got to have a sit down with him.
I know he got offered it. I mean, I know about where he got paid, and it's like fair enough you would do it.
Would you?
Yeah.
So even though if you knew you were going to your grave.
Okay, but I don't think he
career.
thought that though. I don't think any battler thinks that unless you get paid £1 million to battle tomorrow, you know you're gonna have no bars. But you're like, fuck it, I'm taking the money. Yeah. For him, it wasn't like a life-changing amount of money. It's just probably like, to be fair, he's not getting booked like he used to get booked. Yeah. So it's a good amount of money, but I mean, it's not.
Gotcha.
You wouldn't. I genuinely believe he thought he was going to kill it. Because why would you not?
That's what I'm thinking.
Bro, like I said, battle rap, this is not the old day. This is like, you know, it was 2012 and in the summer, I think, and he probably had at least 3 months to prepare. So it was not this was like a well-promoted event that was all over the internet. Everyone knew about it.
It's his homecoming.
Yeah.
It's his like premiere.
It really was, because he's a battle MC. He's one of them MCs that is like, okay, he's not done a written modern day battle up to that point, but he is a battle MC. If you listen, his tracks are not fucking like some Chris Brown shit and do you know what I mean, like some B2K R&B. His tracks are rapping about rapping, and I mean that in a good way. So like, obviously, again, people tried to downplay it, but realistically, everyone was like, yo, if there's one MC that could kill a battle, it's Cannabis. Like he really should destroy it. But to be fair, most people's predictions were right. When most people predicted and said he's not going to be ready for what this era is. Yeah. Because I'm telling you, this I say this to people. I just had a tryout event last Saturday, and I had to say to certain people after the tryout event what I say to every MC after tryout events, which is, battle rap is not a game. It sounds corny, yeah, but this shit is not a fucking game. It is not for everyone, yeah. Take it from someone that's done it. I've had good ones, bad ones. Like, and I have to keep telling people this, right? You watch it on YouTube, you think this shit is a piece of piss. Oh, it's easy. I just turn up, everyone loves me, I get carried out of the No, bro, it's not like that. If you are not ready for battle rap, oh my God, it will eat you alive.
This is the problem I have.
And he wasn't ready. He's done 1 million shows, sold a lot of albums. He's a respected MC. He was nowhere near ready to battle. Nowhere near.
And that just baffles me. That, you know what I mean? But this is the thing, like with beatbox battles, right? It's the same sort of thing. Highly opinionated audience. All of them mostly beatbox, you know what I mean? Or, you know, fancy themselves as beatboxers, and there's a friendly jazz-esque community spirit, and you know, I value that in terms of like people like remembering your name decades on. You know, it's like it's the same with rap battling. It's like you remember the heroes, the kings, the people. You know, these early adopters of like a new scene. But I want more aggression out of my battles. You know what I mean? I want people to say, I fucking hate you. You know, like come on. You want that conflict. And
so here's my question. So what's just the same as what you asked me? What's the stages of evolution you've seen beatboxing go through? Because I know nothing about what stage has been at all.
Well, so
all I know is you've been about.
Yeah.
You've been doing it.
Yeah.
I mean that as a compliment.
Yeah,
bro,
no.
You've been fucking killing
Thank
it.
you.
So like, where have you seen it start, and where do you think it is now?
Well, so I saw it start when Hazel was doing his thing, and he was like the only guy just killing it. There was no battles, and I never really considered that.
Did you want there to be?
Not really.
Okay.
I was like, no, you know, we've got our own battles here. You know what I mean? We're trying to make beatboxing. People used to jump into taxi cabs, and people would be like, what's that then? You know, the taxi driver didn't even know what beatboxing was. It was like back then. That's how fucking old I am. You know, but it was really like that. then all of a sudden the battling started happening, and then I don't know. For me, it kind of categorized things. You know, we were talking about the girl-boy thing. It still baffles me now. Why are there girl categories? There's fucking no point.
Just be a category.
Just be a category.
Best, yeah.
So yeah, I've seen a lot
true.
of crazy developments, but you know what does it the most? The biggest the biggest catalyst for a lot of these scene developments, social media, without question. Like as soon as Instagram comes into play, it's almost like history's deleted. So it doesn't matter anymore. That's the crazy thing about these competitions.
That's true.
People are often like surprised to hear that I watch rap battles. Like, I think to myself, well, what's the diff? What is actually the difference between that and beatboxing? I actually try and figure out, like, the DJ and beatbox world is just one and the same with the rap battles. Really, it's like, it's about you getting on stage and showing the fuck off. Do you know what I mean? That's it at the end of the day. You know?
So when you say like social media changed it, what do you mean? Like, as in it's just allowed more people to get in touch with beatboxers and link up, you mean a good thing or a bad thing?
A good thing.
A good thing.
But I also feel like, because you got to step up to the plate. I mean, like you're saying about Smack and Cannabis, and you know, there's if you cement your name in history, but that doesn't necessarily mean that history translates in the same way as into social media. Like TikTok at the moment.
It's weird. I know exactly what you mean.
Like TikTok has now has these new superstar rap battlers, new superstar beatboxers. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So they've reset the bar, and it's first come, first serve.
Does it frustrate you though? Does it frustrate you? Do you ever sometimes feel like you should get more acknowledgement than you get?
You find your lane, don't you?
Yeah. But what lane have you found?
Well,
podcasting.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? And this is it. Like, I don't openly and always put out me beatboxing like straight to the camera. There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes of a selfie beatbox. It's the same with a skateboarder doing 1,000 tricks and getting the right one done and then posting it. It's like it's not entirely true. I mean, I can stand corrected if anyone wants to comment and say that it does happen. But I'm pretty sure it's the same with rap battling as well. If you're doing it to a camera and you're doing it, then that ultimately is like a cheat in itself. Do you know what I mean? I like using the podcast as a platform. So afterwards, you and me can go and do a rap battle. We can just do a beatbox.
You don't want that, bro.
But no, not a battle, not a battle. Like, for instance, so you and me could go on, do like a freestyle.
So it's like the podcast is a way of bridging and kind of bridging gaps and making relationships.
On my terms, you know what I'm saying?
Which is, I suppose, a good thing in the social media era. Because say before, I mean, I wouldn't have dreamed of before social media. I mean, I knew who KELA was before social media, but I wouldn't have reached out to you because what way have I got of reaching out to you? I mean, I'd have to find like a record label. I mean, what would I do?
Yeah, that was totally.
I mean, what would that's what I mean. It's like quite literally, I could come to your show, which I have actually been when I was younger. I came to some of your shows.
Oh, okay.
Which is hilarious. Like skip forward like 15 years. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I could come to those shows, and as far as I remember, my opportunity to speak to you is there at the show. I might be able to talk to you afterwards. Maybe if you really fuck to me, you might give me your number. But without social media, I do honestly, it's a very boring, tired conversation that a million people have had. But I do think there's a lot of negatives about social media. But I think in the same way that it's kind of weird that everyone's connected now, it means that some people like you and I, we can just quickly connect to your live show, and then on Instagram we're chatting the next day. Totally. Also because it doesn't feel as intrusive. Having someone's phone number, it's quite a big deal, but I think social media has allowed someone like you to quite easily send someone a message and say, hey, I do this podcast, do you want to come on? Whereas it might be a bit weird if they just get a random +44 pop up on their phone. Yo, man, it's KILLA. Do you know who I am?
Totally.
I come up. I'll be like, how the fuck do you get my number, man? Like, and that happens, don't get me wrong. Bro, I have people, I've had calls, hey man, I hear you're coming to my city, blah, blah, blah. I got some people I want to put on your card. I'm literally like, hold on a minute. First off, who are you? Like, how did you get my number? They tell me who gave him my number. Bro, I hit that guy up straight away. I'm like, don't give anyone my number. What's wrong with you, man? I got an email. I got Facebook. Man, come on.
I know.
It must get frustrating as well.
It gets frustrating. But, you know, and again, it comes with the territory. You and me share a very similar course. Like I was saying, this is my platform. This is where you're going to get my beatboxing at my terms, and how we're going to do it is like this. And it's going to be awesome because it's kind of it's place for KELA. You've done the same thing. You did the same thing with Don't Flop, and that's the interesting conversation I think we marry here on this subject, because you not only you came through the ranks all of a sudden you're like, I'm gonna create my own shit, my platform, my terms, how are we gonna do it, and it's gonna be this is gonna be Europe's primary.
Do you know what's so funny though? Yeah, exactly what you just said. Like, see, I didn't until you saying that then, and a couple of things you said earlier. I didn't know if you knew that I spat before, and I wouldn't have been offended if you didn't, because it's so funny how many loyal Don't Flop fans
Don't fucking know.
say when I battled DNA at the Cannabis event, right? That was when we were like popping. Our channel was popping, bro. Do you know the amount of people when I announced, yo, I'm going out to LA, I'm gonna be battling the same card. The amount of comments, you rap?
Yeah.
It was like,
Bro.
God damn it.
People don't even know that I beatbox, bro.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
But that must be complimentary to the fact.
But but I'm saying it's good to hear from someone like you. And obviously, as much as it doesn't happen, it happens just as often that someone will say, you know, I've bumped into people that are literally like, yo, I saw your first ever battle when it wasn't even on YouTube, it was on the Jump Off website, uploaded direct. I'm like, shit, you saw that? Like, so
I love them too.
Right, so that's great. But I'm saying that the flip side is crazy when there's a hell of a lot of people that are like, I thought you just hosted. I'm like, nah, like you said, it's like, no, I hosted because I feel like I came up naturally through the ranks, and then I just ended up in this position where I was like, well, might as well just do this. I'll host. I'm okay at it. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy that people don't know you beatbox. But I mean,
it's crazy that people don't know that you spat. You know,
but it's difficult for me though. It's hard for me to understand that because I used to beatbox so much as a kid, and it's like there was kind of like if you had any interest in beatboxing, like I said, say with pre-social media, I could now go on Instagram nowadays and search beatboxer hashtag. I'd find fucking 20
Millions.
down the road, right? Before any of this shit, it's like, well, who beatboxes in UK? KILLA. Who beatboxes in America? Razel. I didn't pretty know anyone. So it's like.
But I've had this
that's
conversation.
The big difference, man.
But I've had this conversation, and I think you can relate to this as well. When you, and this is only up until a certain, actually maybe like the last 10 years, England mostly has always had this by design, and I don't know why. Okay, if you're going to do an equivocal, we can only have one equivocal. So if there's going to be a beatbox guy, well then that's KILLA. That was what it was like. Yeah. It was like, and it's the same with scratch perverts. It was the same with like DJing. Okay, there can't be anybody else because they're scratch perverts. There can't be anybody else because.
Surely that works in your favour though, to a degree.
It does.
If you were the one that was allowed.
Yeah. But it's the allowing thing that is interesting because you and me, we are passionate about the sport. We love we love to get our hands dirty in the scene, and like when you know someone is blatantly like better than you at certain things, but isn't getting the shine. Okay, there's a selfish side of you. It's just like, yeah, well, you know, I've kind of got my fucking position. But then the other part of you is like, as a fan, you're just like, why isn't it opened up a little bit more? You must have that with Don't Flop, where you're like, yo, like I'm seeing so many amazing, you know, but how do I push this through?
What do you know? What in honesty, I've never personally suffered that too much. I feel like if anyone's good, I'll bring them through Don't Flop. Like I've not really had this thing where in honesty, I've had it the other way around. I've had people try to gatekeep me from doing something.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. Bro, I'll give you a perfect example. Like, you know, I'm not even going to say their names, but I mean certain big UK artists, like in the rap, not pop stars, but certain big UK rappers have always had kind of a slight disdain for Don't Flop because they say that the people we're bringing through ain't real rap. Like I said, for example, people like Shuffle T and Marlo who are just super posh, super white, not trying to be what the stereotypical image of hip hop is at all. Now, a lot of people who are, you know, not a lot of people, there's definitely a section of the scene who don't like that because they really want to gatekeep their little corner. And it's like, bro, there's enough room for everyone. You will never ever be able to tell of any time where I've tried cop block anyone from anything,
bro,
right? Never, because I just want to bring. If you're talented, and it's as simple as that, man. If I heard some talented guy, even if he already had 1 million views and I thought he might have an ego, I just hit him up straight away. Like perfect example, someone like Ocean Wisdom, like bro. I mean, there's multiple times I've spoken to Ocean Wisdom and been like, I mean, you know, you'd be good, but I mean, it's just not gone anywhere because it's like what he doesn't need to do it. But I'm not gonna sit there and hate and be like, well, fuck Ocean Wisdom because he don't want to be on Don't Flop. I'm like, bro, it's your choice, isn't it? And there's a lot of other MCs. Like say, I mean, you know, there's say take anyone from like Chester P level all down to someone who's popping right now. My attitude is never going to be fuck them because they don't want to be on Don't Flop. It's like, bro, like I grew up listening to you lot. If you want to come to the events, that's cool. If you ever for some reason want to battle, like I'm like, damn, you'd get a shitload of new fans. But I get why they don't want to do it. But then the other way around, like I said, I think it's not as big anymore. I don't notice it as much. But let's say around the kind of 2012, 13, 14, when, let's say around them times when people like Ocean Wisdom were like suddenly blowing up, and damn, UK hip hop's getting 1 million views, and blah, blah, blah. And it's, like I said, it's not him, but people kind of like that, and they're kind of fans. For some reason, didn't seem to believe that a cappella battle rap thing and kind of like UK hip hop rap scene could exist and coexist kind of like peacefully.
Which is mad when you think about it.
Which I'm saying that it's like you're trying to gatekeep me from a scene that I'm already in, like, because what you're trying to do is you're basically saying that what I'm doing is not rap music, bro. I'll tell you what I'm doing is rap music, because guys are rapping. They just don't always fit what you think a rapper should look like. But they are spitting. They're preparing bars. They're multi-syllabically, like intrinsically written, like intricately written and whatever. They are rappers. And also as a side point, we've done shitloads of battles with beats anyway. They're just not as popular. But it's like, and there was also some fans. That's, I mean, it's not just the rappers. There was definitely some fans that kind of, you know, it sounds so pathetic, but you know how like people always talk about when it was like that the whole Biggie and Tupac beef. And it was kind of like people from New York would be like, we literally weren't allowed to listen to West Coast rap. Like on a much smaller scale, there was a phase when that is genuinely how it felt, where it was like there's these kind of successful UK rappers who are showing us shitloads of love. Say someone like Sway the Sappho, someone like that. Comment all of events. Like, you know what I mean? Like Ghetto, all these people that are like, they're big boys in the scene.
Oh, you had Gets and all these people come through.
He showed mad love, tweeted our battles. Do you know what I mean? All the way down to like, you know, Reggie Yates.
Yeah.
Reggie Yates showing me love, and I'm thinking, what? Like I watched you when I was like
That's
6
so
years
fire.
old.
That's so fire.
That's what I'm saying. But then you got this other collective of people that for some reason have it stuck in their brains that like you can't fuck with real UK rap and don't flop. You got to pick. But it's like we share the same fans.
That's mad.
Like people will come to my shows and talk to me about what rap they're into.
I don't understand.
But I'll tell you something so negative that happened, right? This is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. I went to there was a Blah Records, you know Blah Records, like Lee Scott.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
there's a few
3
years
H's
ago.
or something.
Yeah. I went to a Blah Records show, and it was Lee Scott and I think this guy Mil Covelli, who used to be called Monster Under the Bed.
That's right.
A few of them, right? And
You're big on Instagram, him.
Yeah, he's an Insta star now, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he used to battle on Don't Flop, but we've been cool for fucking 10 plus years, like whatever. So they had a show, right? And I went solo, right? I had a big Don't Flop event that day in Ministry of Sound, right? And I ducked out from everyone I was with to go to the Blast show at Brixton Jam. And I remember at least 3 or 4 fans were coming up to me and were like, yo, like, I'm really surprised to see you here. And I was like, why? And they were like, well, you know, it's like a UK hip hop show, innit? And I was like, well, I've grown up in this shit, bro. I was probably like 27, 28 or something. I'm thinking, bro, I've been rapping for 12, 13 years. And you know what I mean? My first CDs I was buying was Jest's second album. Do you know what I mean? The Music from the Corners, Task Force, fucking Maestro's shit, all that kind of stuff, bro. And I'm thinking, I remember I was so shocked. And I was having these conversations, and when I said to these people very calmly, kind of like, well, I'm not really sure why you'd think someone in my position who runs a rapping YouTube channel would not want to come
Is that not obvious?
to the show.
Like, come on.
And they were just kind of like, and no one wanted to say it,
That's mad.
but they were really kind of shimmying around it. What they were really saying was, there's a lot of people in this part of the scene that don't fuck with what you do. And I was thinking, well, I don't care, that's them, bruv. Like, I want to come listen to some music. Like, and like I said, everyone was saying it as a positive thing. They were just like, damn, it's really cool to see you here. But I was thinking, it shouldn't be cool. It should be normal.
Yeah.
Before Don't Flop, bro, when I first, I'm from Norwich originally, but bro, when I turned 18, when I first turned 18, I was coming down every week to Brixton Jam. You remember Speaker's Corner?
Yeah, of course. Yes,
bro.
I was saying,
That's
bro.
what I'm saying. When I first turned 18, I was coming down to Speaker's Corner. It's before any Don't Flop shit. Just to be around rap. And now, 10 plus years on, you're surprised I'm at a rap show. What?
It's unthinkable.
I've just come from my show that had 800 people at it. And they're all rap fans as well. But I can't come to this show that's got 100 people at it. What? Because you don't think I'm into this shit. No, they're not into what I do. That's the difference. I'm cool with it. Like,
it's mad.
Shit is frustrating. But that's the answer. Anyone I've ever wanted to show love to, I've just reached out and been like, bro, fuck with me, let's do something. It just hasn't always been reciprocated as much.
You don't think so?
Trust me. Like, you're not included in this because we're sitting here on your podcast right now.
Bro, I'm like, I'm gassed you're here. Like, I'm a bro, can I just interject? I'm a fucking fan.
I
I'm a
wanted to
fan of
ask
your
you this
bars.
Yeah, what's
I'm a
your
fan- Go on.
kind of your with? I wanted to ask you that. Like, what's your experiences with battle rap? How did you get into Don't Flop Smack? How you become a fan?
It's my boy Trip.
Right,
Like
okay.
we used to be on tour
I need to
together.
meet this geezer, man.
Yeah. No, you will.
What's up, man?
Yeah. No, like me and him, you know, we have a very similar, like we're Jadakiss fans, you know what I mean? But we love Big Pun. You know, it's these
Punchline shit.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, we're talking about like articulated, you know, just real cool shit. And the one thing that opened my ears to rap battling was the in rhymes, the intricacies, the slang, totally and utterly advanced, advanced shit. And I love the way the slang's different in other countries. I love the way the slang's different in other boroughs. And you're just sitting there listening to this shit, and you're just like, oh, I kind of get what that. At the age I was like, oh, I get what that word means. It's almost like you're opening a door into like a culture of like.
There's been so many battles I've had to watch where I've had to hit the space bar and go on Wikipedia and be like, what's he talking about?
Yeah.
It happens live.
Yeah.
Someone from Birmingham will say some slang. I'm like, I'm just gonna nod. I don't really know what the fuck you're talking about, mate. To be honest, but like you said, it's kind of fun when you're like, oh, I think I do know what that means. Actually,
It's the look. Anything.
So you just got into it because you just loved punchline oriented.
Yeah, punchlines. Punchlines, and also, if I'm really honest with you, like, I mean, I'm a. These guys know I'm a, you know, like a new age rapper fan as much as you know what I mean, mumble rap too. I'm like, there's a place for it. If there's a place for Napalm Death, there's a place for mumble rap. You know what I mean? 100%. But here's the thing. It got to the point where there was such a huge difference between the rappers that were making money on records to the rappers that were doing rap battles. Like, dude, like, I mean, props to Shotty Horror. You know, he's got the album deals. He's got the, he's a fucking film star. You know, he's done the thing.
I worked on the same film. That film, I was the writer for it.
For real?
Yeah. Me and like 3 other guys.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. But this is the thing.
The lyric writer, not the script writer.
No, I get you. No, this is sick. The intel in this whole chat is amazing. But bro, like, I just felt like there was more juice and squeezing that was going on and in the rap world, the rap battle world, and I was just like, yo, these guys need.
So do you literally just search UK rap battle or something?
Yeah, just but I had like a 6-month period where it was literally all like, I got obsessed. I was like, why do I want to go and listen to some records? Like, this is really happening.
That's what a lot of people say. A lot of people say that they're like, when you, especially if you, like, you got to come to a proper Don't Flop event.
I need to.
When you're
I've
there,
never been
live.
to proper. Yeah.
When you're there live, anyone will say you could be like what you said about Napalm, bro. You could be a heavy metal fan, a goth. You can be super posh. You can go to Cambridge, Oxford. You could have never graduated from fucking first school. Like, bro, it doesn't matter. That live event environment is unbeatable.
Electric.
And a lot of people will say that. They'll be like, that is what real rap is. And that's why it really confuses me, because you're talking about Eric B. Rakim taking battles back to that era, KRS-One dissing people, right? That's what's always confused me. And I've actually never really properly spoken about it, but that is definitely something that's fucks in my head a lot, is that when there is this corner of UK rap that doesn't fuck with what we do, I'm always like, but surely you know that battle rap is ingrained in hip-hop and rap since the beginning. Look at all the different eras. There has been some seriously famous and sick diss tracks. Like, look at, do you know what I mean? Look at say when Eminem was beefing with Benzino and Ja Rule. Like, I remember buying Hip Hop Connection,
my God.
right?
Just
I
for
remember,
that.
just for that's what I'm saying. I didn't give 2 fucks about what like Yin Yang Twins' new album, bro. I was buying Hip Hop Connection and the Source to hear about Eminem, and but I probably wasn't going to be in the Source. But I mean, I was. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, battle rappers all, and that's before I gave a shit about standing in a circle battling. I just mean that concept of rappers battling each other is so important to hip hop. So when people try to say to us that what we're doing isn't important, I'm thinking, but this is what rap is. And then people will come to our events and they'll be like, man, that has rejuvenated my love. And I'm not even exaggerating.
I am telling you.
You'll come down, it'll blow your mind. Even people that you don't even know who they are, you've never seen them before, just seeing 2 guys. Obviously, if it's a shit one when they choke, it's a bit disappointing. But when you see 2 guys that are prepped, ready, and it's like it's a solid 3 rounds back. Oh my God, bro. Years on, I still love that shit. And the second we turn the camera off, I love the feeling of going up to the 2 people and putting my arms around them and being like, yo, that shit was electric.
Oh, bro.
Especially if they're kind of new. Because do you know what we're just saying about giving love back and forth? Bro, when there's 2 kind of new people and they've been watching Don't Flop for a long time, and me
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
battlers they love
Yeah.
and shit, and the team and everyone and the fans are mobbing them afterwards, man, that shit makes their day.
It makes
Oh
it
my
must
God.
make your day as well to know
does,
that you're
100%.
a proprietor of making. I get that with a
People
live show.
love it.
Yeah, they love it, and it's so nice when you know that what you've done, what you're doing, is contributive to a bigger picture. It doesn't actually become about you. You become the fan again, and you love it more.
It doesn't happen too often for me anymore, but those moments when I become the fan again, my
It's
God.
bliss, huh?
It's incredible.
Yeah.
How have you experienced it at the live show? What just,
Bro,
just people just appreciating what you're doing with it?
Yeah, and I think
Because they should, because you're putting a hell of a lot of effort.
Oh,
in,
thank
like,
brother. Right, you know,
serious
thank
amount
you.
of effort,
You know,
man,
but
for
you
real,
you
bro,
understand it
like,
because when you're putting an event on,
recognisable.
no, what it is the marrying of like different genres of different age groups of different disciplines, and you know when you've got like an older, elder statesman of like drum and bass or hip hop. From America, blending with a UK guy that's young and he's like fresh out of traps, and then you've got an audience of a mixed ethnicity and a mixed musical taste
Ages
and
as well.
Ages.
That's
It's-
a big thing, man.
Yeah, man.
That's a big thing. when you
And
can
I
bring
can't.
different ages together.
Yeah, man. And I can't help but think that this ain't about KELA. This is about the broadness of what beatboxing and its appeal is. And it
Well,
can't.
I guess you never thought that when you were beatboxing a few years ago. Even a few years ago, I guess you never thought I'm going to be doing a live show encompassing multiple genres, genders, and ages. Like you were just thinking, I want to make this next beat and perfect it.
Yeah.
You know, like,
But not even
but
that.
that has allowed you to come to it.
That's right.
The same way battle rap has allowed me to do cool shit. It's allowed me to go on the
There it
BBC
is.
and talk about my life. No one would give a shit if I wasn't battle rapping.
That's
I'm
right.
just some any other guy.
Same as. So
But so you have to just pick what your lane is.
Yeah.
And that's cool that your lane beatboxing, you were just beatboxing, that was your art. And now through beatboxing, you're just allowed to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
basically. Like,
exactly.
that's
exactly,
so cool, man.
Exactly. That's why I don't feel like the need to go do beatbox battles. I don't feel the need to like have to put up a video. It's because I know now what the conduit is. The conduit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And you have a conduit too. It's like you. It's almost like you've been given a mission brief, and it's like, right, I've just got to fulfill this, and this has to happen.
It's more like I got given a blank piece of paper and wrote the statement myself. Unfortunately, I was given zero help whatsoever.
Yeah.
I got given a piece of paper and someone from above told me you need to do something involving battle rap, and I was like, well, I guess we'll call it Don't Flop.
Yeah.
That's that. Like,
Yeah. And through this, you've now like we were saying, lunacy. Do you know what I mean? That rap battle with Shotty Horror and Arsenal. That one,
still almost
legendary.
That I would go as far as saying that's legendary.
That's called
That
it's basically created new stars. Your platform made new
100%.
stars.
Like again, I mean, honestly, the amount of times I will be on the bus or on the tube and someone will say, will start talking to me about battle rap, but again, because what we've always tried to do with Don't Flop is go past just this insular hip hop scene, because almost like the negativity we've been given by certain people in hip hop has definitely made me realize that shit don't matter. What matters is the general populace. So because we set battles up like that we know, obviously I didn't know it was going to get 12 million views, but I knew it was going to do a lot. So because we set up these battles and we continue to set up these battles, the main intention is of just your average Tom, Dick and Harry finding it funny, right? That's what happens. I said someone will stop me. They won't even know their names. And this isn't a disrespect to either of them, but it's happened so many times to me that someone will go, oh, you do battle rap? I'm like, yeah. They're like, oh, I've seen a couple battle rap. Which one you seen? Bro, and I know when I ask the question, I know what the answer's going to be. I say, which ones you seen? Oh, I saw the bald geezer and the one with the dreads. I'm like, mate, I host, and obviously I look fucking different now, but like, that's what I say. So often I'm like, yeah, that was on my channel. Nah, you're lying. I've had people, true story, yeah. We did an event in Soho, right? You ever been to Borderline? You know Borderline?
of course, yeah.
Right. We did an event at Borderline. I'm not lying. Someone walked past the event and was like, what's going on here? I was like, oh, it's a battle rap event. Battle rap? What, like Shotty versus Arsenal? I was like, yeah, so that's the same channel. That's our thing. And my man was just like, nah, you're lying. I was like, bro, there's about 50 people out in the smoking area. I was like, at least half of these battle rappers. I was
What
like,
does the fucking sign say, dude?
I literally said, I was like, this is Don't Flop event. I was like, get your phone out. And it was so funny. And he was just like, okay. And I could tell he thought I was chatting shit. He was like, really? I was like, bro, I promise you, I know the battle you're talking about. It's on this channel. He was just like, yeah, cool, man. And he just kind of wandered off. And I was like, I can't. What am I gonna, I can't win.
Yeah.
Someone's literally to my face. Just told me that I'm lying.
Yeah.
But most people, how it will happen.
Thinking, what the fuck?
How it will happen with most people is that they'll
People,
say that they'll say something like that, like I saw the bald white guy or the guy with the dreads, and I'm yeah, shorty versus us. I know the one you mean. And then most of the time they'll go, oh shit, yeah, it was your. I'm like, yeah. And then it's just like it's an amazing feeling. It really is so cool because people will just be like, oh man. My older brother showed me that battle. My girlfriend showed me that battle. Oh man, I absolutely loved it. And just like you said, it really has, because what people often say is, I've never really watched battle rap before, but I saw that one and then I went back and I checked all you. Oh, I love that guy. I love that guy. I love that guy. And they'll say, and actually, do you know what? I continue watching to this day. Like, so
That's the one.
Yeah, and
the
other
virality is crazy.
The other one that went viral was the Mark Grist versus Blizzard, the student versus
Oh my
the
god,
teacher.
yeah, that was fucking insane.
That was just a bit before Shotty and Arsenal. Exactly the same
Loved
thing.
it.
Exactly the same thing. People will come up and say, yeah, man, I just saw the student versus teacher, never really cared about battle rap, and now I'm just, years later, I've come to 5 events, I've brought my friends, but it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Like,
They can't underestimate like the viral aspect of this, because it's the same with beatboxing to a degree. There will always be space if presented right. There'll always be a space in people's hearts for the rawest of and thankless. It's almost like it's such a passion. It comes from a non-monetized passion of just wanting to rhyme better. In the same way, it's like beatbox and skateboarding. People do it because they love it, and then all of a sudden it has its own legs and moves. People love that, and they love that, and we're able to, or have been able to, utilize that energy and broaden a scene. And like you said, I think most people don't like that. UK rap don't like that.
But where do you think you fit in then? In the grand scheme of beatboxing today, where do you fit in? Because you've put the work in before. There's no denying that. But I'm saying now, where are you now? If you take the podcast out of it.
Yeah, I think where I sit now is more in the judging arena.
The elder statesman.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
It's the way it is. I would actually favour myself as probably a bit more of a host of the show. Do you know what I mean? I'm not really like, I've never been about. I mean, this is where people get confused. I started so early that there was no battling. Yeah. I almost like
there was no one to battle.
There was no one to battle. Do you know what I mean? So
it was just you in your bedroom. Just like,
me and Reeps talk about this shit all the time.
Yeah. Shout out Reeps. He is
Reeps.
so talented.
That's my boy, right?
He's so talented.
Yeah. He's like he says, dude, like you've got sounds that no one else does, and and it comes to it's a sound. We all have our own sound libraries. I mean, not a lot of beatboxers do now. I feel like it's a little bit incestuous. People just copy each other.
Same as battle rap.
Yeah.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
Someone will step in the ring, and after their battle, someone will go, he was just a carbon copy of ABC all the time.
Drake, I feel like he has in music, and I would imagine he probably has in a lot of the rhyming, phrasing, and timing. Like Drake, whether people like it or not, has influenced a hell of a lot of people's. Talib Kweli did as well. His verse, the way he rapped. I don't know. He kind of like had this flow that.
Yeah, Kweli is dope. I mean, and Drake as well. Drake's one of the... he's arguably like the biggest artist on the planet at the moment, and he's so vocal about his support for battle rap. He actually thanked, King of the Dot, the Canadian league. He actually thanked them in his album sleeve, because I can't remember. I think it might have been Take Care. I think it was his album. I think which is his second album. I think. But he thanked them and said like that. It was something about that, like there's been like countless nights in the studio where they're just chilling or taking a break and they watch King of the Dot. And again, that's a win for everybody.
Love that.
That's what I'm saying though. This is what I'm saying. It's a win. It's a fucking win for everybody. Like we don't lose out. Fair enough, Drake ain't mentioned Don't Flop, but we don't lose out by him shouting them out.
It's community.
Good. Same with thing. Jay-Z tweeting a loaded Lux bar. He's not. He might never have seen Don't Flop, but that's good for all of us.
Yeah. Totally.
So I don't see why it has to be negativity.
Bro,
I think it's the same in beatboxing. It's
Yeah.
kind of like, I guess social media has probably brought loads more beatboxers out to the woodwork, which creates more competition, which creates a lot more smile in your face, kind of like laugh behind your back kind of situations, right?
Yeah.
But whereas before
Imagine
it would
so.
be much more kind of like there's just a staple group of beatboxers who are all trying to support each other.
And you know what? Here's the other thing as well, and I think you'll definitely relate with what I'm going to say here. This thing is meant to be fun, and it's an organism. And like you come into the thing. I came into the thing with one mission, and once I complete that mission, and it was done, you hand over the gauntlet, and the organism keeps on moving. As long as what you've contributed is impactful and has made a difference to the scene, that really, in my mind anyway, like, money comes and goes. Do you know what I mean? It's only on loan. The most important thing is, like, people remember you for the right thing you did, and you did it with honour. Do you know what I mean? That's the real test of, I think, anyone's career, because then that's what creates longevity, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And do you feel like you've got your name up to that point, or you still got work to do?
No, well, that's a tough one. Not sure. I think that's subjective. In my head, I'm like, well, you know, I hit my peak. I know when my peak was. I knew I was the best in the world at that time, unquestionably. But that does not last forever. That's a reality that you have to remind yourself. Like, it's just a ride, and everyone has their time in the sun, you know? So you just got to make sure that the next thing you do, i.e. the podcast and a live show, represents you again and utilises what you have.
More relevant to this stage of your life. Yeah, I understand.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think what people often don't understand, and when I say like normal people, I mean people who don't have creative jobs and they can still achieve so much in their lives. But when people who have not ever been in the public eye to any degree, right? Because you know what I mean. It might sound like I'm bigging myself up too much, but definitely if you're big,
it's your fucking podcast, brother. You big the fuck up.
What I mean is like, because YouTube is, everyone calls it a new TV, right? If you're big on YouTube, if you've got millions of hits, like there's definitely a section of the public. You are in that public eye, right? Like, so I'm not, me or you, right, is not in the public eye to the way at all anywhere near what Drake is, right?
Yeah.
At all, no comparison. But, you know, my channel, let's say my channel's got, I think it's like 140 million combined hits, something like that. Right?
Yeah.
That's over a long period of time, right? That's a big number, right? Which I'm proud of, right?
Right.
So it's like, what I'm saying is that what can be very difficult and that people with like normal jobs can't understand is that like it can mess with your head a lot. That to some people you are like up on a pedestal, but say for me getting the train on the way here, no one gives a shit. Like, and there can be days where that's very cool. There can be days where you're just like, yo, I don't want to be from Don't Flop today. I need to just be rowing and just chill. Right? But like, there's definitely some days where say when I was battling more. Or when I haven't hosted like a big event in a couple of years, right? But like when we do those big events, you know, taking the tube the next day is weird because I'm at that event, I'm taking 50 photos with everyone. Everyone wants to hold my hand and talk to me about something. I'm literally walking down the corridor, people are throwing, take my t-shirt, bro. It's, you know what I mean? Like, whatever, random name, limited, whatever. You never hear from this geezer again in your life. Every event, take this, wear this. I've had people come up to me, I'll give you this, I'll print you this, I'll make you a custom this, a jacket, a hat, whatever. And you're getting shown love. People coming up to you in the smoking area, every break, every interval. I just want to say, man, I'm such a fan of what you're doing. And if you weren't doing it, I wouldn't be able to come. Just people just in general,
lovely, isn't it?
Just showing love, right?
Yeah.
When that stops, it can be quite a shock sometimes. Like I said, if you haven't had an event for a while, you kind of just get into this rut of life, and I actually quite enjoy it. But it can be difficult when you have a big up and then it just disappears until, to be honest, you've got the money to do something else again. And in that kind of like lull in between, you're like, oh yeah, I am actually just a normal person. Like someone like Drake, right? Someone like Drake. He's not a normal person. No. There's no normal person with Drake or Madonna or something. That's just like, that's you. That's the life you chose, and you get to reap the rewards. There is definitely downsides, but like as a whole, that's the life you chose, and you knew that going into it. Whereas like someone say like on my level or your level, it's weird because it's kind of like, well, we're in no way celebrities. But we're definitely like heroes to certain people, and
at certain times,
at certain times of the day, and on certain dates in certain cities, we are like shown the red carpet treatment. But as soon as I'm just sitting in a restaurant or back on the coach or whatever, it's just like you're just back to reality, and it's really hard sometimes.
There's actually
it's really, really hard.
It's actually a condition, and people suffer from it when they come back off tour.
Right.
I might have said this on podcasts before, but Bono from U2, he actually goes to a hotel and declimatises for about 2 weeks before he goes and sees his, because it's liable to kick off, if you go straight. It's like PTSD.
Liable to kick off, why?
In a more kind of PTSD kind of way, like when you do something of such high attention and high level, and the reactions and everything is heightened. You know, touring or doing an event, especially like the sensory overloads of shit. Like, you know,
and it's a mental pressure as well that it's hard to decompress from. Like, a lot of people don't understand this about me. That like I'm very used to being on stage, but I wouldn't say I enjoy it. I just know how to get on with it. But like when we have huge events and there's hundreds of people, knowing that all those people are hanging off your every word.
And online as well, which could run into the millions.
Man. Yeah, exactly. When you know what I mean? Like, I remember before hosting like Shotty vs Arsenal, for example, I remember before hosting it thinking kind of like, I knew we'd get a couple mil at least, and I was thinking like, whatever, I couldn't really plan anything to say because a couple times I've like planned sentences to say, right, and it hasn't quite. You know, it sounds a bit fake, right? But like I remember before hosting those kind of big battles, I often think like I should probably think of like something to say specifically because whatever I say is gonna be logged in time forever. Like that's that, and I never do. And I just get up there, we do the countdown.
I think you're fucking great when you do it.
I know, but I'm saying there's very certain times where I'm just so not happy with it. We do restart it, but I'll tell you what's hilarious. The ones because obviously at the event I'm very like domineering about kind of like you can't talk. I'm on the mic like shut up. I'm a very like keep it in line, right? Yeah. So what is funny is when I do mess up the intros, the fans love it. There's been a couple times where I'm like, I literally start and I just don't get it right at all. And I'm like, oh, do you know what? Do that again. And I think the first time it ever happened, I remember that, I think it was in ministry, and the whole crowd was like, ah! Because I'd just been on them all day, like, don't talk, stand there, and I messed it up, and then literally the whole room was laughing at me. And literally, like, because it was like, they just got like a little bit of control back. But I don't mind, it's funny, man, I love it, like, but that's what I mean. It's funny because I do often think smaller battles I just kind of get on with it. But whenever it's bigger, I always think like I really hope I say something that I'm happy with saying, and I hope when the battle's going on, I'm standing there, I'm behaving in a way
intense,
that I'm proud
bro.
of. Because like I said, if this is gonna get a lot of hits, it's gonna go online. I can't change it once it's online. Like,
does that nerve you? Does it nerve you?
Yeah, man. Like I said, it's just I love doing it, but like it is difficult sometimes if you're not fully in that zone to be on stage and have everyone looking at you. I almost feel like if I was performing, I wouldn't really mind. Like I say, Beat Horizon, right? Well, at Beat Horizon, that was a whole performance. Like that's a massive.
Beat Horizon is like an event that goes on across the country.
Yeah,
you know?
like big festival, like in Brixton Academy. That's the biggest crowd I've ever had. I mean, I didn't actually care. I wasn't remotely. I couldn't really break it down the psychology behind it.
It's mad, isn't it?
I didn't personally care, but I think maybe what it is that they weren't there to see me. They were there to see everyone, right? Whereas, let's say there's a Don't Flop event with 500 people, even 200, whatever. They're all there because they fuck with what I'm doing, right? So when I'm on stage, then it means a lot more to me, right? But honestly, I genuinely believe if I was just rapping or battling, it would mean nothing. But when I'm just speaking and everyone's standing there like this in silence,
oh my God, yeah,
I'm like, I better say the right shit right now. But I said, I walked out on stage and Beat Horizon, I couldn't care less. I was like, yo, what's going on? Like, it's just cool. I don't know any of you. Like,
it's like kind of
you're not my fans. Like,
but the audiences, and you know, I say this with affection. I can't think of any other term for it. But there is a Lord of the Flies, and the audience are there, and they are so clued up and keyed into that scene. Like beatboxing's the same, man. It's like know your shit because they know more. They know they are like those. They're your best friends, but they're also like they're there with the note, like proper like geeking out as much as we would. They're hardcore, you know.
So how when you were kind of doing your own tours and stuff, how would you find it meeting with, say, fans before and after the show? Would you find it like a lot of pressure, or did you just kind of get on with it?
Oh, I don't know. Just get on with it. It's different because I mean, like when you have like fans that come to see you, I always feel like it's a lot less pressure because but it's different because
it is pressure because they're your biggest critics and you got to impress them.
But
maybe you didn't feel that.
No, I didn't feel it.
That's good.
I didn't feel it.
Because I definitely do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you feel it like as a rapper yourself or as an event holder?
Just as somebody that I feel like people look to do good shit. Neither, really. Just like so I know, again, at Beat Horizon Festival, at any festival we've done, they're not there to see. Like, we've done cool festivals, and obviously people look on the program and they decide we want to go see Don't Flop. So I know everyone. And I always say that every festival we do, I'm always like, yo, big up you lot for choosing us to come see,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
But like, because we're
For
not
real, yeah.
Stormzy or whatever, like, you know what I mean? But so I say that, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, but it's not that important because you're all, you know how it is at a festival. Like I said, someone at Beat Horizon, the lineup has got 20 artists on. Don't Flop is a small percentage of that. You're not here to see me. It's a group effort. So actually, I don't really feel that much pressure because I'm just gonna do what I do, get paid, and leave, and then actually stood on the side of the stage and just watch Raekwon and just love life. I just felt great. At Don't Flop, it's not like that because it's just like there is pressure because I'm not saying you're fans of me personally, but you're fans of all the battlers here and what we're doing, and you've watched every single video. And like you said, you know more than me supposedly. Do you know what I mean? Like I've had people, some of the comments we see on when we used to have this forum, Facebook forum, like some of the comments you would see, like just that is smart ass, know it all comments. And again, because I'm so like
Jesse
going back
33, hat trick 100.
yeah,
nice
I must
one,
say
mate.
I really didn't like how.
Yeah.
No, but you don't understand why that happened, though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it goes back to what you're saying right at the beginning about the comments and stuff. It's like because I'm so anti-engaging with. If I know you, like I'll be honest, I'm petty as fuck with people I know. Yo, if we have a problem, we can go at it as long as you want. That's fine. People I don't know, I won't engage with. I've made almost like a name for myself as being like that, and I want to keep that. So like, so like going back, even I said on our own forums and stuff that used to have hundreds of posts a day, to the point we genuinely were like, we need to close it down because and honestly, we used to have
server.
no, do you not at all because of that. We genuinely used to have conversations where we were like, we need to close this down because of exactly what you said about everyone is just talking like they know more than us. Every comment is like, well, I disagree with this. I didn't like how this happened. The event, like, you know, let me tell you the funniest one.
Dude, honestly.
Bro, this is the one that sticks with me forever. He was actually a battle rapper. This is so ridiculous. He's actually a battle rapper, right? This is 100% true story. We used to do free food at events, right? Every now and then, like literally, my mum would like make little bits of food. Right? It's so cute, isn't it? Like,
so cool.
Yeah, like randomly, she'd be like, okay, so I went to Morrison's, I got you 5 pizzas, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, literally, yeah.
Big up,
It's like,
mums.
yeah, mate, she's a don, honestly. So like, we for a phase, we just did it just for like jokes, right? And we put on a flyer, right? Free food, yeah. And I swear down. After the event, everyone's commenting.
Please don't say what you're going to say.
Great event. And someone put, great event. However, I would say it was more like snacks, not food. And that's a true story. Someone said, my only con would be it was
I'm
more
tired,
like
man.
snacks, not food. And I was just like, we literally can't win.
No, I'm tired
What
of
other
this
hip hop event is giving you pizza and shit for free?
Yeah.
And that was the day I realised, I was like, this shit just doesn't matter,
No.
man. People are going to complain
Yeah.
if you wear a blue hat, not a red hat.
Yeah.
Green trainers, yellow. It doesn't matter, man. They're just going to complain.
Yeah.
You just got to focus on the amount of people that are saying, wow, what a great day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
This is a burden, quote unquote, that you hold because you're doing something of a value that's part. People have an ownership to it. That's what it is, because it's done for all the right reasons and it fits in a community, into a community. It's just a given that you exist. It's just like church, isn't it? It's like you're there. It's always going to be there. People just, you know, they have their opinions of it.
But I do think it's funny though. I know exactly what you mean. That like, it's now. I can't speak from a perspective of like a fan because I'm not a fan of it. I'm in it, if you know what I mean. But I do often think like even by being the person that started Don't Flop and by being in it, because it's consumed so much of my life, I often do kind of think exactly what you said about like funny comparisons like the church and shit. I do kind of see it like that. Like it is funny to think that like we're just kind of here now and that's just what it is. I mean, like I said that, but there was a big period and there was at least 19, 20 years of my life where this wasn't a thing and it wasn't a staple of anybody's YouTube watching or day. It wasn't consuming battlers' lives when they're all writing for a battle every 8 weeks or whatever. Like there was actually a period where this wasn't a thing, but now it is a thing. It's just kind of like, well, you know what I mean? For example, I even get imposter syndrome is that's too much of a serious. I don't get that whatsoever because I do genuinely believe I've kind of worked for what we've got.
Yeah.
But I do like, for example, when you're hitting me up being like, I got to get you on a podcast. It does give me that to a degree because I'm kind of like, that is funny that if I hadn't started Don't Flop, to be fair, I would have definitely rapped. And you're involved in the scene. You might have heard my name just
totally,
rapping instead. Because probably if I didn't do Don't Flop, I would have rapped a lot more, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I do think like that. I'm like, that's crazy that when I was 14, 15, I was listening to KILLA. I was going to KILLA shows. I was just fucking with him, like, just knew who he was. And then because of this random decision I decided to make, now my name's at a point that he wants to speak to me. And whenever that happens, I'm like, that's crazy. And like when I was telling you about maths
serendipity.
podcast, yeah, it's weird how that happens. You're kind of like, was this meant to happen? Or and then I said when I did maths podcast, it was called My Expert Opinion. And it's like he only speaks to people that he considers are like worthy names
in
in
the
battle
game.
rap. And it was filmed in Harlem. And I remember just being in an Uber up to Harlem, and I was like, if you'd have told me this when I was 18, that I was going to be catching an Uber to Harlem to like go on this show and talk in, because when I was 18, I was a fan of this shit, right? But I didn't consider my opinion to be important. And I remember just thinking like, and this is only a couple of weeks ago, like I said, just in Uber, just like driving through New York. And I was just thinking like, this is so strange that like I'm like a peer of this person. You know, he's one of my peers, I'm one of his peers. And he, you know, the second, I'm not even gassing myself, the second he heard I was in New York, he was like, you gotta come on the show, man. I gotta talk to you on the show. And I was just like, you know, even all these years on, I was just like, that's so funny to me.
Bro, I don't think it ever changes.
Yeah, it's and I said, it's just funny that I'm like, well, that's just a decision I made. I started Don't Flop. I've made a lot of good decisions, a lot of bad decisions, you know what I mean? But the result of it is that I'm just kind of here, and people want to speak to me about this stuff. And it is an interesting thing to think about. Like, if I didn't start it, would my name be as big through just rapping? Would you, let's say all our lives have gone the same way, you'd started this podcast, would you want to speak to the rapper about his 10 years as a rapper? That shit really interests me, because we'll never know the answer.
It's the butterfly effect, isn't
yeah,
it?
exactly. Like, it's like...
It could be the case that if you hadn't have done that, then there would be no incentive for a lot of people that
Exactly.
aspire.
I wouldn't have met the same people. I wouldn't have had the same
and they wouldn't have had the same
relationships.
thing. It's actually.
And I might have been thinking that, because do you know what? This is one thing I do think about, right? Is that if I hadn't started it, 100% someone else would have. Because battle rap's massive now, it wasn't as big when we started it, but there was definitely a lot of fans around the world. Still, there was definitely a pocket of fans. I just got there first, but. I often think that, what if someone else had got there first and I'd gone like, well, I'm not playing second fiddle to that, like, see you later.
Yeah.
I'll just spit my little bars on MySpace and see what happens. And like, again, like I said, it could have popped off. I could have been a big name just as a sick rapper, or I could have been another sick rapper that nobody gives a shit about, which there is many.
Well, okay, so this is one.
So
let's flip it on its head then, because I think everybody that feels like the synergy's right and you're going down a road that feels like has like a real thing about it, you know you're doing the right thing. But let's look at it this way. This was a good idea that you had that you decided to pursue without question, and arguably it was there for the taking.
It was.
Could have been anybody else.
It really was up for grabs, trust me. We got in there very lucky at the right time.
But
we did also make some good decisions.
All of these, but then these decisions come with a good idea going right. So let's flip it on its head. This is one of maybe 10 ideas, and the other 9 just didn't surface because you couldn't be bothered. You had a drunk night and you woke up and you're like, that's just a stupid idea. Like, it could have been whole loads of different things that, you know, in the cosmos, it just didn't get together. Like, think about all the amazing opportunities that may have disappeared.
I know.
It's crazy.
It messes with my head a hell of a lot. Because at the same time, I've done so much cool shit with battle rap. I'm just got that kind of brain. I don't know what the term for it is, but I just have that kind of brain where, like, because I've done so much cool shit with it, I do always think, but what cool shit could I have done if I put my time elsewhere? Like, because I'm not an idiot. Like, I battle rap is what I'm definitely good at, and event organizing, and I'm like all right at it, you know. But it's like I always think, but I'm not dumb. There is other things in life I could have done, and I think, like, often I'll just be thinking like, I wonder if I had done that. And when I say that, that's the funny thing. I don't even know what that is. But I think about it, and I'm just like, that's crazy. I could have actually, without knowing it, I could have achieved way past what I've achieved doing this if actually I put my brain to something else. But just because from 14 years old, I just loved battle rap from whatever the first battles it was. So I just was like, this is so cool.
But you know that's
obviously
everything.
watching 8 Mile, right? I was in
Yeah.
school when 8 Mile came out.
Right, okay.
So like I go to see 8 Mile and I just like was just blown away. I'm already into rap, already buying Mobb Deep albums from HMV for like $4.99 on sale. I remember that, you know what I mean? I go see 8 Mile and something about it just connects with me. And it's like, well, what if that film never came out and all these things never happened? BET Freestyle Fridays. And I just was actually like, yeah, I kind of like rap, but I was like everyone else. Like I could have easily been like the kind of person that comes to a Don't Flop event.
Yeah.
That's just like, I love this shit. I love rap, but I'm not actually interested in doing anything in it. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's a crazy thought. But then again, you know how it is. And like, it's so obvious what I'm going to say. Like, if I'd done that, I would have always in the back of my mind thinking, oh, I should have started that channel. Oh, that could have been cool. Imagine the places I could have gone.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's whatever.
So
innit?
it swings around, isn't it? And it's and I
Same
think
with you. What would you like? What else are you good? You
Oh,
must be
mate.
good at other shit as well.
me and Arrow, my graffiti friend Arrow, we talk about this a lot. There's a fucking bricklaying job over there waiting for us back in the late 90s. Like we certainly, I am under no illusion, right?
That's
like,
brilliant.
And it's really all about passion. It's all about passion.
Because
but
you could have, you never know.
Yeah.
Like you're known as a beatboxer and now a podcaster, but like there could have been if you just beatboxed for a couple weeks or even like say a couple years and been like, it's not really for me. I can't be bothered. There's gonna be better people.
Yeah.
You might have picked up something completely different and just killed it at that.
But
you
you have
never
to
know.
love it though.
Yeah.
Well, I got a question for you. Which is kind of feels like a right segue to go down. Right. So, sometimes I think to myself, right? Okay, Nirvana came out. Smells Like Teen Spirit. That whole Nevermind album to some people is like a 90s Bible, right? Dave Grohl he's like an elder statesman of like rock now. He's like that guy. He'd never had a thing in his life that was as impactful as Nirvana was in other people's lives. So I often say to myself, what's his record in his record collection? What's his equivalent of Nirvana? Now, let's throw this on you. There is Don't Flop. And to some people, this is their world. Like nothing else matters, right? What is your equivocal of that in your life? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I've never, up until recently, I've honestly never allowed myself to have enough other interests to have that part in my life that's not related to this because it's just consumed my entire existence.
It's consumed everything.
Yeah. So the honest answer, there isn't something. And people often ask me that. It's actually quite funny. Like, people often will be like, so what do you do when you're not doing this? And I'm like, mate, there is no not doing this. Like what I was just saying to you when I arrived, like, there's no day.
There's no
I
plan
can
B,
do
motherfuckers.
nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I can't, if I do nothing for a day, I'll have 50 messages from people being like, where are you? You're slacking. What are you doing? I'm trying to contact you, blah, blah, blah. Like, and something, I'm planning, especially this year, I'm planning so many events, which I hope you're going to be at some of them. Like, I'm planning so many events. If I slack off for a day, they're not getting done, or a flight isn't getting booked, or a hotel's going to go from £100 to £300. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So the honest,
totally, bro.
honest answer is that quite unfortunately, there isn't really something else that's like this big part of my life that I'm like, that's my moment, because all my moments have been in this. So it's like, but I have definitely thought like in just things that have happened in the last few years and like relationships that have broke down, relationships the other way, relationships that I've built up and met, just things that have happened have definitely made me realize I owe myself more things to. I owe myself more things fitted into my daily planner than this one thing. Because you know what I mean? Obviously, like I do normal people things like go to the cinema and go to Pizza Express or whatever. You know what I mean? It's not like a literally 24-hour thing. But it's just I did realize that when I'm doing these things, like say going to the cinema or whatever, what I'm really doing is taking a 2-hour break from Don't Flop. Because quite literally, the minute I get out of the cinema, I'm on my phone on the train home, going through everything, talking to people in America, England, whatever, trying to do it all. And I realized I was like, actually, I need to kind of take half of what I'm doing and delegate a lot of it to different people to give me more time to be involved in other things. I've never been rock climbing. I might love rock climbing. I've never been tobogganing in Belgium or wherever it is they do that shit, like in Austria or whatever, I might love it. Like I ice skated once when I was about 9 years old and I was shit, never did it again. If I ice skate now, I might be the bomb. So like that's genuinely how I feel now. I'm like, I need to give myself bigger chunks of time just to allocate segments of my day to just be like, let's maybe even write some bars. Do you know what I mean? Instead of just focusing on 25 other people writing bars for me to battle at my event, maybe I should allocate a part of my day tomorrow to just writing a couple bars and remembering actually you're not bad. You know what I mean? And maybe that could be my thing.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Because I'd love to be sitting here and telling you right now, do you know what? Biggest moment of my life is me releasing an album. It's never happened.
No, because you're so busy doing
so
everything.
busy. But I do see it in my future. That's the answer. That like, if you ask me the same question in like a year, I might be like, do you know what? Like, yeah, I'm very proud of my achievements with Don't Flop, but actually I've done loads of other cool stuff now that's separate, and I feel like they're pretty big moments in my life as well.
And also I feel like some of the stuff that like go back to the idea of like having other projects with something like Don't Flop, especially when you're the key holders of a channel and a movement, because you're part of a bigger thing. There's actually the things that you can put, like new ideas, additional bolt-on projects that could work. You know, I don't know, fucking for instance, a fanzine. Right, everyone can do a fanzine, but hold on, let's make Don't Flop a fanzine. You know, all these ideas.
One that counts. And it's memorable. Exactly.
You know,
just more.
So much you can do with it.
I think it's true. I think it might be unrealistic of me after this long to kind of believe I could have a totally separate thing going on from it. I think you're right that most things will probably be
under the umbrella,
kind of somehow a branch of it. But I think it's more about just like finding things that are a branch off from it that are as different as they can be. Yeah. But I think realistically, I'm not ever going to be known as much as I'm known for being in battle rap as I am doing something else. So it's like I can do other things, but I may as well. I think I have accepted this, that it's like I can do different things. But let's say, for example, doing what we said about doing the writing on the film Versus. That was amazing, but I'm not under some kind of illusion that they picked me because I'm the best rap writer in the UK. They picked me because they knew what I was doing with Don't Flop, and they actually came to an event. That's how it worked. They came to one of my events and kind of almost headhunted me, and were like, they took me aside at one of the events, and were just basically like, we're not really into this scene at all. We're trying to make a film about it, and we've done a bit of research. And they were like, you're basically a spokesperson for it. Perfect example. Didn't know that I actually rap. They were like, we just want you on this film. When it came to the writing, I was like, not being a dickhead, but like I can rap. I got bars. Like I'm not gonna. They were like, they were basically saying who should write the bars, and I kind of like paused and was like, me. And then I said, I was like, but not. I'm not taking this feat on by myself. Like, let me bring in some other people. I brought in 3 other people, and we, we did a pretty solid job. But again, what I'm saying is, that's because they brought me in just because of we need this guy attached to it, and then I'd shown them you should include me as a writer as well, and that's it. And so things like that, it's like, yeah, okay, cool. I love the bars we wrote in that film, but I know it's like, but it is linked to Don't Flop though. So it's like things like that. It's like if I release an album, for example, which I really would love to do, if I release an album, obviously, for example, I'll promote that through Don't Flop. It's not like come on, it's not like I'm not gonna use my own channel to promote my own music. Obviously. So again, it's like, well, that's a separate project, but it's still gonna be through Don't Flop, you know what I mean? So you can't escape it.
It's too much of a legacy.
I can't do something for 12 years. It's like you waking up tomorrow and being like, do you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna be the best insurance salesman as well. They'll be like, you're still KELA the beatboxer though, bro. Like, come on. And the minute they find that in the office, they're all gonna be like, God, give us a little beat, mate. You know exactly the kind of guys I mean. Like, same thing. Like, anytime I walk down the street, and I meet a fan that's with another. This always happens. You meet a fan that's with another friend that knows nothing about battle. Oh, you rap, yeah? I'll spit me a bar. What the fuck are you talking about? You don't know me. Like, you must get that must happen to you.
I feel sorry for comedians.
Give me a beat. Give me a beat. Shut up, man.
I feel sorry for comedians.
Yeah.
Because they're like the most, I mean, within reason, like there's a lot of them that just ain't funny in person. And I just feel for them. Crack us a joke then.
Yeah.
Tell us a joke. And it's like, dude, like I can imagine like they must hate that shit.
I know.
Like, you know.
But it's like I think you and I are similar in that way that like we can definitely put our minds to doing other things.
Yeah.
But you'd be lying to yourself, and we'd be lying to ourselves if we woke up and said, we're going to do something that has no relevance to our legacy. Like my legacy is in setting up, and like I said, to a degree being a battler, but really it's in setting up events. Like I said, you can do this podcast and it's sick what you're doing, but your legacy is built on being an original.
The foundations.
And people would be feel disrespected if you left.
That's right.
If I suddenly, like I said, woke up tomorrow and said I'm going to be a singer, people would be like, but that's not you though. You're a battle rapper. Like I said, if you were like, yeah, I'm done with beatboxing, people wouldn't want to hear that.
Hold on 1 second. No, I think you're right in part. I think also though that you're going to be having people that know you as an MC, and then they have you like do singing. As long as you're rapping within it, as long as it's contextualized in the, you know, in the earth that you kind of grew from, then it kind of works.
But that's what I'm saying, is that it's always linked. There has to be a link.
Yeah, there has
like
to be.
I could look if I make an album and I want to rap on a chorus, which again, sing on a chorus, that's fine. Because that's what everyone does. Eminem does that. He's terrible at it, but it is what it is. But I mean, that's because I'm allowed to, because it's my rap song. If I come out as the crooner, I start doing some Michael Bublé. Come on,
Tony
bro.
Bennett shit.
No one, shut. Like that's not happening. I can't. I've got my face is my face. I'm me. It's not happening.
It's so true.
That's what I'm saying.
It's so
if
true.
you came out tomorrow and said you're denouncing beatboxing, you're only a DJ now. People don't want to hear that.
No, because then
they don't want to hear that.
And you're not
incorporating. They know what they're used
it
to.
either.
You're not incorporating. But I'm saying anything we do that incorporates where we come from will be accepted.
Yeah, I love that. It's a really
it's just
good point.
difficult to find out how can we do things that are like new areas of life and like I want to try my hand at that, but without forgetting where we come from. You know what I mean? Like it's a tough one, man. Like it's such a tough one. Maybe we'll just have to start a podcast together, and just the rules have to be whoever the guest is, we can't talk about battle rap or beatboxing. We'll just be sitting there like.
Yeah, like we're really we got a limit.
So, what do you feel about the election? They'll be like, yeah, it's a year and a half ago. Yeah, that's what we talk about this podcast.
I'll tell you what. You know what's funny though? People misunderstand the podcast sometimes. Like, I mean, like, listen, I fucking love every single person that's come on, but sometimes when it goes into subjects that are a little bit kind of spicy and a bit, I'm a very neutral character. You know what I mean? Like, possibly going a little bit vanilla. I know what I know about. I know. But when it goes into this kind of political stuff, I'm like, I'm not. It's not that I'm not interested. It's that there's a time and a place, and sometimes I don't always agree that artists should be voicing their opinions on some shit. It's just, to me, it's like, like if Eurgh came in here and wasn't talking about battle raps and weren't talking, I'm like. Well, you're now.
That proves my point of what I just said.
Yeah, 100%.
You're known for what you're known for, and you just got.
That's what it says on the tin.
Yeah, imagine that if I came in here and was like, this whole, I'm going to use this podcast to like just put myself forward as someone that's actually so much deeper. It's like, no, people want to hear you talk about what you know.
That's what they want.
And it's silly. It would be silly of me to any time. It's like, it's almost like me meeting a fan or drawing a new rapper in and saying, yo, I'd love to get you on my channel. But after me coaching you and booking you for all these battles and whatever, don't talk to me about your feelings on the battle though. Let's just chat about, no, obviously you are who you are. But I know there must be a lot of people that whether it's happened yet or will happen in the future,
super political.
people will want to come on and be like, I want to get my point across. Me personally, like I make my point when I make sure I vote. So like if we talk about politics, I make sure I vote. I go to the booth, I do my bit.
But then that's it. I'm out.
I'm not clued up enough to be telling people, well, you can't do this, this and that. And
it scares
definitely
me.
not going to come on the podcast and start talking about that.
Bro, it scares me.
Silly.
And also people, it's so subjective and seasonal as well. People have an opinion on one thing and it dates it, and also what they're saying, they may change their mind the next. And
I just love being an observer, man. I love, I'm a big Twitterer. Like I spend a hell of a lot of my life on Twitter, and I've always said I would happily delete every other app off my phone, but I would probably cry if I had to delete Twitter because I absolutely love it.
You love it, don't you?
But you know, I'll tell you what, man. Like, what I actually enjoy about Twitter is you can actually learn shit if you just be passive on, and obviously social media and online in general, but definitely Twitter, like, because there is people, right? There is people who's, as we were saying, my life has been battle rap, your life has been beatboxing, whatever. But there's people who's really dedicated, and I don't mean politicians. I mean like just young people who've just from the get-go, their passion is politics, right? You can go on Twitter. Man, you can learn some shit if you just shut up and listen to these people. And I'm happy to not chime in, because do you know what happens if you chime in? Someone will go, well, actually, that person said something in 2004 that directly got, and I'm like, damn, do you know, I'm just gonna leave this to you, man.
Yeah.
And that's what I enjoy doing. Like, I
come in the line of fire.
Yeah,
and
I don't
stuff.
want to be in the
can't
line
get
of
it.
fire.
I'm with you too.
I'm happy to watch you two arguing back and forth with facts. And I'm like, this is sick.
Yeah.
It's just the same as what I was saying about like the delegation. That like delegation can be tough because if you can't delegate to people who don't know every in and out of every situation that's ever happened in our scene, it's the same with politics. Don't argue about politics if you don't know all the ins and outs.
You're stepping into the arena, buddy.
You get killed and you'll end up looking like a faux, fake, woke person.
Yeah.
Man, you will get destroyed. I'm not trying to get that, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'll have my little comments here and there, but like
I'm with
I'm
you,
not going
bro.
to start tweeting absolute paragraphs about a political party or a politician just in case someone who really knows their shit can go, well, actually, the guy you're supporting did similar things here.
Yeah.
Because like I said, if we're talking about battle rap, I can tell you exactly what happened in 2011.
There you
bro.
go, see?
I'll tell you exactly who was a prick then and who wasn't a prick then and why and all the different reasons. You know what I mean? I'll tell you, I'll go in, but that's because I was there.
Yeah.
But I have no intent. Any podcast I do, I love doing them, but I have absolutely zero intention of going on doing anything apart from just talking about what I'm asked about.
But that's what makes you like for instance of doing the bars on the film. It's like, of course, like you go to the root. You go to and there's something really like fucking awesome. Okay, we're dealing in niches here. We're not gonna cure cancer on this thing. You know what I mean? But what we know well, and we can fucking fight it to the death. We know A, B, C, D, and all the different areas in which we got to this point because we were there and it happened.
I love that.
Yes,
I absolutely love that. I love being acknowledged. I'm a very like type A personality. Like I really love
Type A. Explain that.
That's again. I don't know it to quote you a million paragraphs, but it's basically that you really like being shown gratitude and acknowledgement. Like not as like as much as like, oh, you got me a cup of tea, I'm gonna bow down. It's more just like for example, that being asked to be on a film, for my personality, it made me feel great. Because it was like, this is acknowledgement. You know what I mean? It was
I'm the same.
It was just like, it wasn't, I don't need, they didn't sit there and say to me verbally, you are the best, you are the man, you're the only one that will work for you.
But it's affirmation.
But it was affirmation, it was non-verbal affirmation. It was like, wow, these three guys have given up their day to come to my event, to drag me aside and to tell me we're going to pay you pretty well to be part of this thing because we know it's not going to be as authentic without you attached to it. And that made me feel really good. So I was like, well, cool, I've been grinding for years and now people are starting to realise. And like we just shot something for BBC the other day, and just to kind of get that call up, it was a very simple call up. We need people to talk about battle rap. Can you come down? And again, I was like, I'd rather actually bring a couple of people as well. I brought 2 other people down. We just sat there and spoke about battle rap, all the ins and outs of it for half an hour. But again, the people who were filmed there, to be quite frank, the guy who was there, the production crew on the day, didn't really know who we were or really care. They knew they did their job. They were like, hi, lovely to meet you. If you can sit there, we'll mic you up, start talking. But it was the general thing of us sitting there, like we were battling in pubs and parks, pissing about, doing nothing. And now I've got another, not to like boast, but yet another call up from the BBC to talk about this shit.
It just means you're doing something right.
And I was sitting there, looking at all the, kind of like we are now, looking at all the lights, the cameras, the crew, and they were like, it was great because they knew nothing about us and they just absolutely loved speaking to us. And they were afterwards were like, that was so insightful. Like we knew nothing before and it was great to speak to you. And you just leave feeling like, well, that was brilliant. I didn't make any money from it, but like I just feel like, oh, actually, I'm getting some affirmation. Totally. And it's like
people don't see the hustle. People don't, and I don't. Again, we're talking high class problems here. Like it's, we all have to work, right? But it's like we genuinely, you are so in the dark, like 12 hours out of the day. Like, you don't know why you're working as hard as you fucking are, and to what end you don't know. If you got paid by the hour, it would be a godsend, but you don't, and you just keep on going and keep on going and keep on. It's true. That one call, it is affirmation to say that you're doing something right.
It's incredible. And like when money is attached to it, obviously is even better. But like things like that, things like just being on little TV programs, just even having 1 minute. It's not about the money. It's about just like, if there was never any money attached to it, it might start getting a bit annoying. Like I'm getting a lot of affirmation, but I can't pay my rent, and I want to go buy a Yorkie and I can't afford it. Whatever. But like when there's
which has happened too.
Exactly, we've all been there. Like we've all, you know what I mean. I've had multiple times where I'm thinking. I specifically remember a time where I'm thinking, yo, I got battles online with 12 million views, and I'm in the fucking queue at Primark to buy a blank T-shirt. I don't know if my card's gonna go through. I remember a specific time sitting there, and I'm just being like, if people can understand this, like I literally don't know if I can afford to buy this plain T-shirt, but I can go on YouTube and I'm like a YouTube millionaire. Do you know what I mean? Like, but it's like so exactly. So if it never worked out, it would be frustrating.
Oh, I sold my microphone.
But, oh my god!
I had to solve a thing.
I was on a board. I'm checking that.
I was gutted. I was like, you know what? I can't do this,
sad,
man.
Yeah,
bro.
it's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah,
But again, from the outside, no one would ever expect that.
Never.
They think you were just doing it because it was clogging up room in your house.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. That like, as long as every now, like, say with you doing this podcast or anything, as long as you can monetize parts of it, the rest of it can just be for fun. And it can just be for like, oh, that's so cool. Like I said, just people I want your opinion. And it's just, I guess to other people it wouldn't mean as much, but to someone like me, I just love that feeling of like, that's so cool that you think I'm important. You know what I mean? Like I came up, I'm not gonna say from nothing, like from some poor background. I wasn't from that. I mean, but from as far as a rap name, I built my name from zero, and now I've built it to a point where I'm working on films, TV programs, whatever, because it's my opinion that matters. Like that is cool.
But it does feel like that. This sounds to me like, in terms of your trajectory, it seems like a lot of these cornerstones are kind of logical conclusions. It's kind of like, well, yeah, so I've done that, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna, and it's just through a conversation we've had for the last hour. Like that's how it feels. Yeah.
Do you know what? I don't think you even realise how spot on you are with that. We, because it was around 2012, right? We got big, kind of from there onwards, right? We were going from 2009, obviously when we were a lot younger, and there was a massive spike in view. It was because of the student teacher battle, right? Really big. I'm talking from 1,000 view average to a 10, 11,000 view average. And I'm talking I could put a video up of us filming a banana skin on the floor and it would get that.
Really? It was that cold?
It was ridiculous. But that's what we realised. And it's so funny, exactly what you said. The way you were just like, I bet you were just like, yeah, that is... I can't tell you how accurate that is. That people were obviously saying to us, like, oh, it must feel amazing. Like, you've been grinding, doing this, and now you're hitting 10, and then obviously that 10 snowballed to 50, or whatever, and that actual one battle ended up getting about 5 million.
Yeah, it's mad.
Right? But what was so funny was that was my reaction. I was just kind of like, well, I mean, yeah, it is cool. Like, yeah, I am happy that yeah, all right, we're finally getting the hits we want. But it's just what should happen.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a miracle. I never ever used the word we got lucky, because we did definitely
No.
We just grinded for a while, and yeah, it definitely took a couple specific videos to blow us up. But then that just snowballed into not everyone stayed, but a good chunk of the viewers stayed. And I was just, I mean, it's the simpler way to put it is that I was just like, yeah, like I should be getting these hits, because anyone that works as hard as I've worked and as regularly as I've worked should get somewhere. I'm not saying I deserve to be a millionaire.
No, you're right.
But I should be somewhere. And man, the crazy thing is, there was definitely times I considered giving up. Because if you imagine, I was 20 when we like blew up. I think I was 22, right? And there was definitely times when I was 20, 21 when I was like, I am dedicating all my life to this shit that is making... Because I'm to be quite frank, again, no one forced me to do it, but from day one, I basically dedicated every hour of my early 20s to this, right? And I remember specific times, it's when I was still living in Norwich, and I remember just sitting up in my house being like, I'm just going to waste my life doing this, because I'm so upset, because I've been a fan of the culture for so long. I'm just going to keep doing it. And I'm just not going to stop. And there was times,
dude, you actually have I know that feeling. You actually say it to yourself. That's
honestly,
what's crazy.
I'm not much of a person to do that, but I remember that time and times around that really speaking to myself, being like, this is, to be blunt, this is a fucking waste of time. And then, yeah, and then let's say approximately, like, I stuck it out, and I really wanted to stop. Again, funny thing, one of them butterfly effect things, I was very close to doing it. And how crazy would that have been if I stopped, someone else started, they picked up that battle, and they got... I wouldn't be here right now.
You'd be in the battle.
Yeah, exactly. I might be the one emailing them, give me a chance. I used to be on Jump Off. Like, but this is what I'm saying. Like, and it's crazy that I think about it. I really was close to stopping because I was just like, I can't waste more of my life on this. So then, yeah, when we blew up, I was just kind of just like, right, so I wasn't crazy then. That's really what it felt like.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if we hadn't blown up, I wouldn't be here right now because I probably would have carried on for another year or so and then been like, do you know what, this is just going to be a hobby that I let kind of just like sit there and I'll do it whenever. But we really did blow up when I was at the end of my tether. Like, I'd really reached a point where it was like, let's say it's 2012. I've been doing this 4 years. Basically, every day from the age of 19, I've been doing this. Right, exactly. For no views, really. A bit of love here and there, but not really any. Definitely no money. And I think, damn, we blew up and I was like, I was really owed that. Even though it's true you're owed nothing by the world, but as far as like from the work I put in, I was owed some level of acknowledgement. So when it came, it was just like, phew. Because again, who knows? It's one of those things we'll never know, but I probably had about a year left in me. I probably had about a year left in me before I was like, I just need to fix the fuck up and go work at Top Man and fix the rest of my life. And probably by now I would have done something else. But right then and there, I was reaching the point of like, I just need to get a normal job because if there's no money coming in, what is the point?
It's interesting you say that.
And I'm so glad I did stick it out, even though there's been massive ups and massive downs. As a whole, I am really grateful I stuck it out.
Moved the culture along. It's changed everything.
We needed that boost. I mean, like, and I'll tell you what's hilarious is like, no one really believed in that battle. When they were like, that's really corny, like you're going to do a young kid versus a teacher. Obviously, I'm not going to say I'm some visionary that could see it was going to hit 5 million views, but I saw something in it. Like, this has viral potential. This is really funny. Because Blizzard, he's obviously old now. Blizzard was, I think he would have been 17. He looked very young as well. So he really looked like your average kid you see outside the shops. That's how we kind of marketed it. Like, you're the kid you see outside the shops that scares the old ladies when they're doing their shopping, right? And then you have Mark Grist, whose whole, I wouldn't say gimmick, because it was just kind of just what he was, to always wear a suit and just to be in a suit and just to like, that's me. And if you ever asked him about it, he'd always kind of say, well, it's just,
that's my shit.
It's me. Like, I'm a teacher. I wear a suit at work. I just kind of feel comfortable in a suit. So I kind of came up with the idea and was just like, they're from such different worlds. Them battling is just crazy. So much potential if we pull this off. And I'm not going to say everyone was like, don't do it, but a lot of people were like, that's really cheesy. I see what you're trying to do, but it's not going to work. You're just going to look like you're forcing something, right? We held the battle, and then about 2 weeks after we uploaded it, it was just getting calls from Channel 4. Can we show it? ITV, can we show it? Blah, 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 blah. I was just like, again, for me, that was almost like self-affirming. Because I was telling myself, like, yeah, like, you deserve to show yourself gratitude almost for making a decision because no one else really believed in it. And then I said, throughout 2012, we kind of just reaped the benefits of that. We were doing events in cities you've never heard of, and we were like, where the fuck did all you lot come from? And to this day, I can still go back to there today, and I can. And
you met friends, and you got new things.
Exactly, I can still go back to these places today and throw events today, and it's all down to that work we put in back then. Do you know what I mean? Like,
and I think
crazy.
This is the moral of the story. It's like, just when you think you're gonna be, this is gonna be your last one song. Or I can't do much more. Have I really got enough, energy to do this? Or, then something else. You just got. You don't know until you've stopped how far you've actually come.
But you're like this with a podcast now because you're building a name with the podcast. It's not as, in theory, you could wake up tomorrow and go, not doing that anymore. Actuality, you have a lot of people to answer to.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you know what I mean?
Because it becomes theirs.
It's a part of them. The people, especially, let's talk about your live shows, especially your live shows. You have people that are dedicating hours of their months. I'm not going to say every fucking 9 to 5, but I mean every month leading up to your live show, there's people dedicating time to that show. And if you just suddenly go, I can't really be bothered, we're just going to stop, they're going to be like, oh, well, I'm really invested in
It's
this.
just not there, yeah.
Like, and I know that about what I'm doing. I know there's people that are more invested in it than me.
Yeah.
And there's nothing stopping me walking out the door and going, I'm done with that now. But it's just the fallout from it will be like, oh, what? Really?
It's true.
Why?
Yeah, it's true. It's a
So it's
fallout.
like,
That's a really
you,
good term.
you chose to start this podcast because you wanted something to do. You felt like you had something to give the world, right? You wanted an excuse to talk to people and just do cool shit, right? But that's now snowballed into people being loyal listeners who are like, who is KILLA going to interview next?
Yeah, totally.
And like, if you suddenly decided to cease trading, like, there'll be, it's going to be quite sad.
It can't happen. It can't
happen
happen now.
now.
It can't happen now. It's too far gone.
too
And
far
it
gone.
works. You know, I'm happy. Yeah, no, there is a great satisfaction that I think we both hold in the shit we do. Right, so direct question. Who is the MCs to look out for, in your opinion?
That's tough. Who's killing it right now? Oh man, this sounds really bad. Give me a minute to think. Who's had some really good performances?
I'll tell you what, I'll let you mull on that.
Yeah.
In the meantime, funniest story that's ever happened.
Oh, I had a feeling you were going to ask me that.
Has to.
Funniest.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
do you know what? As far as battlers, honestly, I wouldn't upload a battle if I don't think someone's good. So I would just say, look on the channel. And this year especially, I'm really putting a focus on new people because I just think there's so much talent out there we haven't unsourced yet. So I think I can't think of someone at the moment that I think is. Do you know what? If we're talking about the most popular active battler, it's a guy called Gemini. Have you seen Gemini?
Yeah, no, I've heard of him.
He's crazy. I would say he's the one, if we had to pick one name in the UK that is still battling,
doing it,
has fans, people will pay to see him, I would say it's probably Gemini.
Okay.
But if we're talking about people I rate, honestly, the easy way is just look on the channel, because on the channel, anyone I put up, I think is funny and I think has got potential.
And it's Don't Flop channel. Don't Flop
literally
TV.
it's Don't Flop on YouTube. As far as funny, what kind of, oh God, it's just...
I mean, you've kind of said that, like you were talking about the way that battle rappers from the States go.
I guess that's kind of funny in a more niche way. As far as just straightforward funny, I mean, we've had people turn up with their mums to film the battle for them, but not, again, people are weirdos. That's one thing I've learned from those. The majority of people in the world are fucking weirdos.
Yeah,
man.
don't think they. I get
I mean, for example, look, my mum's made us pizza, made us samosas, whatever. Yeah, but if I was bringing my mum to an event and she was going to be part of my battle, I would probably say to the host, "By the way, that's my mum. She's going to be filming." But this guy turned up and just didn't say anything to us. So his battle begins, and he's just kind of rapping, and this clearly 20 years older than everybody else woman is just kind of milling around filming. And we're kind of just, all the staff are kind of looking at each other like this whilst he's rapping, and we're like, is that his mum? Like,
Yeah.
And then he just kind of, after the battle, was just like, yeah, no, sorry, I didn't say, that was my mum, yeah. And we were just kind of like, right, I guess in your household that's normal. And
What the hell's going on?
but then again, we've had people, hilarious things like people saying, theatrical thing, oh, do you know what? You're so whack. I'm going to let my boy from the crowd kill you. Throws his boy from the crowd into the middle of the circle, and he just chokes and can't remember anything.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
No
Just,
way.
It's more cringy than funny. We've had a lot of cringy moments. I'm telling you, people dragging in people using their kind of girlfriends to finish lines. Very cringy. Yeah, very, very cringy. I'm trying to think of some others. There really has been.
That's amazing. There's a comedy series.
There's been people pulling out props, and that's one thing I'm very, very against. I don't like that. But we've had people pull out kind of like, for example, we had someone with a lipstick. He drew over his head. I can actually remember what battle it is if anyone wants to watch it. It's Eek versus Marlowe. EEK versus MARLO. That's the one I can remember. And Eek is doing a punchline about how you need to make up your mind, and he gets out a lipstick and he draws over his head with the lipstick whilst saying, you need to make up your mind, and he thought it was gonna bang, and it's just crickets, and everyone's just like,
God, yeah, that's just weird, man. That's just weird, man.
I mean, as far as like behind the scenes, there's obviously been so much, but I think to me, like, a lot of things that happen behind the scenes are better left behind the scenes. But as far as on camera, the only cringy and the only funny, hilarious moments are just when people just. The best way to describe it is like when they just really misjudge. And like I said, he really felt like. This is a good decision to cover my head in lipstick as I say a bar. Yeah. But then obviously what was really awkward is that he kind of says the bar, but then he's got to continue doing the next bars with lipstick on his head, which I think, if I remember, I think he eventually wipes off. But it's quite funny that he continues to be aggressive. But so it's things like that. And like I said, people just... people shouting out things in the crowd.
The story's funny.
Just things like that. There is, again, just... because so many people in the world are just weirdos, they just kind of get this real bad idea in their head of like, okay, there's 20 guys battling today. How can I stand out? Yeah. That's what it is. You know? How can I stand out today? I'll do whatever. I'll wear a T-shirt. I mean, sometimes it gets really harsh. We had a grime clash in Bristol in November, and a guy printed out a T-shirt with his opponent and his opponent's girlfriend on the T-shirt and then undid his shirt and was basically talking about how ugly the guy's girlfriend was. Now, that wasn't funny to me. I was just like, that is so cold. Like, you wouldn't... Back in the day, that's one thing that has definitely changed, like shock factor. Like, when we started with just like the freestyle battling and stuff, there was like... It definitely wasn't about shock factor. It was like, who could rhyme the best syllable? Whereas like now... that doesn't even stand out. I could tell you 20 times like that has happened. Just people, but that's the most recent example. And I remember, to be honest with you, I was like, damn, do you know what? I think I've probably matured because when we first started Don't Flop, I probably would find that really funny. But like I saw that and I was like, yo, that's really harsh on that guy's girlfriend. She wasn't even at the event. This is the craziest thing about it, right? She wasn't even at the event, and we were like, damn, like when that battle drops, she's going to be like, oh my God, baby, your battle out. And he's going to have to like...
oh no, and watch it with her.
He's going to probably share the battle and be like, yo, I got a new clash on Don't Flop, watch it. And then she's going to watch it and see this guy undo his shirt and then start rapping about how she looks like Miss Piggy.
All across
That's
Facebook.
what he said.
Oh
he was like, your girlfriend looks like Miss Piggy, but uglier, basically. And we were just there like...
dude, that's like...
yo, battle rap is horrible.
Life-changing
Life-changing. This is what I'm saying. Just like what I said earlier, people... get it twisted that when you're in this imaginary circle of the pit of battle rap, right? You can say what you want with zero repercussions. But there is serious fucking repercussions. Like, not to him, not to me. My life doesn't change because she got called Miss Piggy, right? Her life changes, though. And it will probably cause mad friction between
the
those two.
relationship.
Because she'll probably say to him, I fucking told you don't go and do that stupid Don't Flop.
And they probably ain't together no more because of it. That's some fucked up... That's like...
He's now with someone that looks like Kermit.
That's like... it's like some bad best man speech.
Seriously, like, genuinely, she probably, to this day... doesn't know about it because the battle hasn't dropped yet, and he probably went, yeah, it was all right, and then it's gonna drop. She's gonna watch it, and like I said, I'm not saying it's gonna ruin her life, but that will actually severely upset her, and that's something that again it's done on my channel that I have no control over. But I'm a bit like, I don't co-sign it, and that's one thing that I guess can be frustrating.
It's quite hard.
Like funny moments like people bringing their mum. I love my face being on camera for that. Some shit that happens, I'm like. Certain words, like for example,
don't want to be a part.
Do you know what I mean? Like because again, it all goes back to people believing they can say what they want. Certain times, for example, someone will. We've had battles where people have used like racial slurs and shit, and I'm like, again, that's between you two. Yeah. Like if you want to use that, that's fine. But sometimes I'm like, I kind of wish my face wasn't on camera for that. Yeah. Because. You're using these slurs and it almost looks like I'm co-signing it. And I'm not co-signing
Same with
it
the comments.
I don't use them words. And
Same with the comments, bro. Sometimes like some comments that land and I'm like, yo, like, this ain't the platform for this, bro. No. Like, you can't be... Like, go and talk to the police about that. Yeah. Go and talk to science, go talk to that person about it. Don't bring this into it. You know what I mean?
But it's because for some reason, shock factor is really big in battle rap now. People are not... I think a lot of people are doing things that aren't actually, like, I don't think the guy that did that, if you really sat him down and said, do you think this is an acceptable thing to do? I think he would say, not really. But because it's battle rap, people are... There's a lot more... Let's be straight. There's a lot more people trying to be battle rappers now than there was back in the day, right?
Yeah, right.
There's more competition, like anything.
And I might add as well, big shout out to Supernatural, who's a bad man MC. We can't have a battle rap fucking podcast.
I'd love to see him.
Yeah, we cannot talk. We cannot talk about battle rap without saying from back in the day, Supernatural for real.
But again, that's what I'm saying. From that era, now there is just we get emails and DMs every day. How do I get on? How do I get on? So I think people are, not everyone, but a lot of people are trying. What's the shortcut? What's the shortcut to being a name?
Yeah, always. Yeah.
Like the same guy in the same battle pulled out. I think he pulled out like a vibrator that he'd written his name on. Now I personally was like, that's quite exactly. That's quite funny, right? Because that's inoffensive. I think he had some punchline about like that he'd written his name on a vibrator and he kind of got it out and was basically saying like, oh, I'll give this to your girlfriend. Yeah. Quite funny. That's like, no one's gonna get hurt from that. And things like that I think is like whatever. But I think the things like the t-shirt thing, I'm seeing more and more of that because I think they're judging it. They're like, again, what's going to be the most talked about moment? Which is true because, again, from that event, that's really the most memorable moment. But it's like, is it memorable for the right reason? Yeah. Do you want to be known as yet another shock value battle rapper? Yeah. Because I'm telling you that I can't think of anybody that's big in Don't Flop that you'd ever say is shock value. They're just sick battlers. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like you're just heavy.
There is a difference between the pupil and the teacher.
And there's a difference in lifespan as well. If you're shock value, you've got a little lifespan. Because it's kind of like, what's he going to do next? And then where does it go? What, do you pull out a gun? Do you pull out a knife? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, where does that go to? There's definitely, you have a point you can do that too. Yeah. If you just come and you let your bars speak for you, and you let your real personality through, which is definitely, as an artist, that's what I've tried to do. I've always been really adamant that I won't say anything I wouldn't say in real life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
And I think the top battlers, they just say how they are, and their sense of humor is just their real sense of humor they put onto a
But that's the purest people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what the longevity of battle rap is. It's not about creating a gimmick. It's about creating like a real... it's almost like a caricature of yourself.
Love
but
that.
It's based on yourself, right?
Yeah.
But some of these people coming through now, I can spot them a mile off. I'm like, that's what you're rapping under. The moniker, your name, right? That isn't you. You are making something up to try and be shock value, to offend people, to be talked about. But I'm telling you, in a couple months, you ain't gonna be it.
And real characters shine when they're the truth.
Real personality shines through. Yeah. Like I said, someone like Mark Grist, Mark Grist's personality wasn't to be abrasive and obnoxious. His personality was to be, I'm wearing a suit because I'm a mature guy and I'm about 15 years older than the guy I'm battling. So that personality is you, and that works. Other MCs' personalities is, I'm a fucking road man and I'm harder than you, and it works for them as well. You know what I mean? As long as it's the real you. Like, I would say my battle personality is kind of like being cheeky and sarcastic, because that's kind of just what I'm like in real life. If I went in a battle and started talking about, oh yeah, I'm gonna blow your head off with a shotgun, people, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, no, it never makes sense.
That's what I'm saying. So it's just, that's the only advice I could give to anybody. Anyone coming through is just kind of like, I'm not saying you have to be 100% yourself, that you definitely want to embellish things, but don't create a personality and a character that the second the cameras are off, we can see is fucking transparent. Ooh. Don't do that, man. Like,
that is some sound fucking advice.
And that probably goes into the whole of life.
Life
as well.
In general.
I'm now a motivational speaker as of today. You can book me if you want.
Well, on that note, because we have to let the proof be the pudding, and tomorrow on the podcast live show, we're doing an exclusive Don't Flop live session in the show. So what do you come to expect for tomorrow?
I think it'll be funny because like it'll be such a different environment, and this is the advice I'll be giving the MCs, right? Because it's the KILLA live podcast, so it's like they can't be coming with Don't Flop orientated bars because the fans that have come to watch your podcast, they might know our name, but they're not going to know every single detail about battle rap ever. So that's kind of like the MCs I've picked for it are like MCs that I know can adapt to a new crowd and a new surrounding, you know what I mean?
See, that's a lesson in itself.
Yeah.
Like knowing that about the MCs first off, that's already a mature level up.
Yeah.
That's a more commercial level up.
The MCs who are like, the MCs who are able to carry themselves in a new environment and can win over people that have come to see whoever the other guests are. Because I know there's quite an array of guests that are very different to us. So I've got to pick battlers who are able to just catch their attention like nothing and then be like, wow, that was amazing. Because it's possible.
Sick. Yeah.
It's difficult, but it is possible.
That's going to be sick. I can't wait, bro.
And it will happen. I promise you 100%. There's not going to be a single person sitting there in the audience like, oh, this is dead. They're going to be like, this is sick. And you're going to be getting gassed as well because it'll be the first battle you've ever seen live.
Yeah.
And the first one you see live blows your mind.
Totally.
You're like, this is hilarious.
On the show, I can't fucking wait, man.
So you're going to host it with me and every... Oh,
it's going to be fire. Well, I'm going to be doing the beat.
Oh, shit, that's so dope.
That's going to be crazy.
So fire. That's one of them ones that we speak about all the time and never do. So doing that is actually so live.
It's going to be so cool. I can't wait. Because I'll drop the ins.
That's a proper like tick off the list. Like, all right, we've had the beatboxer in the middle, the 2 M's. That's so
it's
cool,
going to be sick.
man.
I can't wait.
And then all the hip hop purists who say we're not hip hop, they can't complain about
I
that.
can't say shit. Fuck them anyway.
Exactly. To be fair, fuck them anyway, but they can't complain.
So
Once we've had a beatboxer in the middle and a small, it's like 50-person crowd jammed in.
Don't get more realer than that.
Come on, that's hip hop, man.
Don't get more realer
That's
than
actually hip hop. Like.
Don't get more realer than this. Brother, thank you so much for passing through.
It's been so much fun.
It's been a
man.
proper pleasure.
Bro.
Top boy.
Definitely. I can't wait.
More,
for this
brother,
show, man.
more.
For real, bro. It's gonna be joke. I really appreciate you having me on, man.
Nah, it's good fun.
I feel like we've exercised some demons.
Yeah,
for
man.
Real, bro. Like.
Yeah, on a level.
Yeah. For the rest of the day, I'm just gonna be.
Yeah.
Contemplating life. And
yeah,
shit.
dude. Straight to the Galaxy Bar, cup of tea, chill, sit down at home.
Definitely,
you know what I mean? Do
man.
the chill. Fucking thank you so much,
No, I appreciate it.
Top boy.
Man. Maybe in like another year or so, we'll do a catch up.
Yeah, I did a catch up.
Just like see where our lives are at, man. We'll probably both be like, yeah, nothing's really changed. It's like I'm just always gonna be doing the same shit.
Yeah, totally.
I'll just be coming with a t-shirt on that says like, I am battle.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. Like
that's the beauty.
I'm built for this.
You're built for this.
Yeah, man.
Original.
Real. No, I appreciate the hospitality, man, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to the live show.
It's gonna be fucking
Definitely,
great. Can't wait.
Sure, man.
My G.
Definitely.
Inside the place, don't flop. KILLA podcast strikes again with a vengeance. A mad passion for the things we do. All right.
For sure, man. Respect. Thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate it.
Stay lucky, people. Our Latin was out of fashion. Don't talk to any strange women. Peace. AG Dentistry. In my line of work, not only does what I do with the mouth get reviewed, it's also my instrument. And it's beyond important to me that my teeth get the professional service they deserve. The AG family provide expert dentistry, whether it's NHS or cosmetic. They're the finest in London. Head over to agdentistry.co.uk for more information on treatments and prices. AG Dentistry.